staying going, man.
So I
Come on.
couldn't. I don't have the lung capacity.
We always start our live streams with the best. Nothing but the best.
Who
Right.
gives a shit?
People should tune in.
All 67 people that watch each week
Start our
give a shit.
That's true.
We should talk about how he entered the room.
Tweet.
Tweet, tweet. Tweet, tweet, tweet. I guess I should like that too.
Yep.
I don't know. Someone's just getting down on the mic,
Oh,
breathing. Just
probably me.
probably you.
Tweet.
Wait, there's another tweet?
No, I tweeted.
Oh.
I'm just saying. I tweeted. Just play that GIF again.
Okay.
Oh, you retweeted the Donna gif.
I did. Because I didn't get to it
About
earlier.
40 hours behind on Twitter.
Hey, me or you?
Me.
Me. You?
You? Him? Her?
What?
Who?
Me.
All right. Not you. Not you, but not you. So, how was everyone's weekend? Chuck, don't answer. I already know.
Yeah, you know. You fucking know.
It's fine.
I fucking know.
How about yours? How was your weekend?
That was all right.
Okay.
Bought too many action figures.
Bought too many action figures?
No, you bought the right amount of action.
Did I?
Yes, you did.
How many dolls did you buy?
I'd rather not say.
Did you have Chuck buy them for you at the convention? No?
No.
Where did you go to
I
buy
conned
action
him
figures?
to come down the next day to the convention
Oh, I see.
and bring me along so I could point them out to him.
And I mean, I pretty much went to one table, bought a bunch of stuff, and then just walked
Went
around.
home?
Well, I mean, like I ended up buying one other one at another table after I talked them down a little bit.
Should have bought that Predator.
Yeah, and you should have bought that Godzilla.
That Godzilla was $75.
Oh, Chuck,
Yeah.
did you buy any Alves?
No.
Did you buy any Gremlins?
No.
No, but you did get a Charles Dance action figure.
I did get a Charles Dance action figure, and I bought the Tom Noonan action figure because it was still there.
Noonan.
Charles dancing the night away.
Yep. And I bought the novelization for Die Hard 3, and the novelization for Superman 3, and a bunch of comic books.
And Star Trek 3?
Nope, I have that.
Friday the 13th Part 3?
Have that too.
You have the novelization of Friday the 13th Part 3.
Mhm.
Okay. You just collect movie
We have the-
novelizations?
we have
I did when I was a kid, and I
Okay.
still have them
We have the press kit for Friday the 13th, Part 3, I believe.
in 3D.
3D.
Yes. Yes. This is called a podcast
What?
that is live streamed on the internet.
What's
Welcome to it.
What's a podcast?
It's
It's a group of white guys with beards.
Oh, okay, cool.
who have opinions. Usually terrible.
That's what
ones.
this is pretty much why I grew a beard. It was required. I
Yeah.
went too many years breaking a comics code authority
Yeah.
by not having a beard. and
Yeah, I
doing
was
a
clean
podcast.
shaven before I started working with you guys.
Yeah,
and then,
we were going to fire you both
yeah.
if you didn't
Then I was
beard
like,
up.
Hey, check this out. A month later, I had hair.
That's why I had to have my beard extra long for a while, is to make up for all the non-beardiness.
That makes sense, yeah. Yep. You're better off for it, Josh. Just don't. Just
Don't-
enjoy
don't
your
worry.
no beard and no podcast.
We're only doing this because we struck a deal with the devil.
Yeah. If we could get out, we could. We would absolutely get out.
Yeah.
We're doomed to do this for 666 years.
But you know, you have the devil's advocate. He's very good at law. That's why he's so famous. He's talked about a lot.
Sales of the shirts are good. Yeah. We're moving some shirts.
Yeah. We are covering up bodies. Wait.
Thank God.
Yeah. Somebody's got to.
put a shirt on that.
No, sales are doing well. Popular sizes are still available.
Mm-hmm.
So buy one, or else you're fired.
And actually, if you are an adult large, come get you a goddamn shirt.
Oh, are we running lowish on adult larges?
No, I'm saying
Oh.
that's the one we have the most of.
Oh, okay. Well, that's the most popular size, so that's the one I buy the most of.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
I'm in charge of shirt ordering, so if you don't have the size that you want, blame me.
That guy.
And even if you do, still blame him.
Right.
Blame him.
If you get a shirt in the size that you want, blame me.
Yes.
If you don't like the shirts, blame me.
Mm-hmm.
If the shirt was destroyed in shipping, don't blame Chuck, blame the United States Postal Service.
Correct.
Also, we have shipped to Australia
Uh-huh.
and
The
the
United
United
Kingdom.
Kingdom.
We have.
Canada? Have we sent one to Canada yet?
Not this round. Last round we did.
Yeah.
Not this
Last round we sent a couple to Canada.
We
I think.
did, yeah.
Even having an original gold shirt is good enough to not get fired.
Yeah. Absolutely.
From being a podcast fan.
I'm
Right.
not sure we actually sent any shirts to Canada. I don't believe it.
No, we did.
Yeah, yeah. Sent one to my uncle who works at Nintendo too.
Mhm. Yeah, my girlfriend in Canada, I sent her a
Yeah.
shirt.
She
Yeah.
goes to a different high school.
You don't know her.
Yeah.
Was it Hula that we sent one to last time?
Might have been,
I think Hula ordered one last time.
but I don't know. We sent shirts to lots of people.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of people. 50 people. Less
Approximately 50 people.
less 8. Less
That's
no.
42.
9.
Yeah.
That's 41.
Yeah, 41. 41 people got shirts last time.
I'm here.
3 of them are in this room.
I'm
Right.
here. I'm here for the math.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Mathcast?
Yeah. Yeah. Just hit me with the math.
Okay.
Bounce a plus sign off your fucking head.
Yeah. Fucking math.
Yeah.
MathNet. Mathman.
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 It's a good show. No one remembers that show.
Oh, I remember that show.
That's a good show.
I remember they always did the high five at the end.
Uh-huh.
The freeze frame high five.
Yeah.
What show was that?
MathNet.
Mm-hmm.
MathNet?
MathNet.
Never heard of it.
It was part of a larger show.
Part of 321 Contact? Was it?
No. Square One TV.
Yeah, Square One TV.
That's it.
Good job.
Thank you.
GG. What the fuck
Yeah.
was on 321 Contact?
That was a 70s deal.
I'm pretty sure I watched 321 Contact. I've never heard of this other thing you were talking about.
It was more of a 90s thing.
Oh, a MathNet comic briefly appeared in 321 Contact magazine.
Wow.
That's obviously what you're remembering.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That hot
You
magazine.
celebrate every issue.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
80 to 88, 321 Contact ran.
Wow, was that late? 88?
Yeah.
Shit.
Shit.
But it still had that Deco, like Art Deco Studio 54 logo.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I remember Cartoon Express.
Sure.
No, you don't.
On the USA Network.
Mm-hmm.
Like 4 straight hours of bullshit.
It was good stuff. What are you talking about?
I know it was good stuff.
Wasn't it like, didn't they have the Hanna-Barbera license? So it was
Yeah.
all those? Yeah.
But it was all just mixed up. You never knew what you're going to get.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they'd play the shorts and then they'd be like, here's the Herculoids.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Throw them Herculoids in there.
Yeah. And some Space Ghost.
Yes.
Jan and Jason. Bleep or bloop or blop or
Uh-huh. Yeah.
made all those noises. Or no, were Jan and Jason the Wonder Twins? I always confuse the fucking Wonder Twins. No, that's Zan and... Fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Teddy.
Yeah, Zan and Teddy, I think, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've watched too many cartoons. It all bleeds together in my head.
Tomas and Zaymot.
Yeah, that was it, yeah.
Yep.
They finished each other's sandwiches.
Good old bait and switch there. Speaking of baiting. Should we quit jerking around
Oh,
and
sure,
start this
yeah.
podcast?
Aw, can we
I
just
don't know.
keep baiting?
Just the bait cast.
Just give me another 45 seconds of baiting.
Go away. Baiting.
We'll call it de-baiting cast.
It's just
And people will be like, oh, they're going to discuss things. Like, nope.
bait me. No, really, please. I'm so lonely.
Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, please talk to me. You have to talk to me.
She quit Facebook to avoid debating me.
I win. That's how you win a debate. That's how you win.
Dumbasses. Ah,
Man,
fuck.
why does anybody listen to our show?
Fuck if I know.
Been asking myself that for 10 years.
Myself.
Hmm.
Fiddly-dee.
Yeah.
All right, let's do this shit.
No wonder nobody listens to us.
I know. All right, welcome to the BMFcast.
Hey! BMFcast.
BMFcast.
Episode 463.
Wow.
Ooh, numbers. Is that
Holy.
the weed number?
No, I'll let you know.
Okay.
So I'm Harlow.
I'm BJ.
I'm Chuck.
And
We're Maculus again.
yeah,
Yeah.
Scott Maculus.
Yes. That was a quantum leap to get to that joke.
Chuck liked it. So.
Holy shit.
So we're in week 3 of La April.
April.
Or, sorry, LA April. I
LA.
like saying La April.
L'April.
La April. In honor of Notre Dame. So week 3 of LA Wars brings us 1994. Oh, week 3 of. God damn it. My brain, she's gone.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
We watched LA Wars.
Right.
It's week 3 of La April.
April.
L'April.
The wars.
We're in week 3 of the LA Wars.
Uh-huh.
Things are going well on the front.
Yeah.
It's not from 1984.
Right.
It's an LA movie.
It is.
So it fits with LA April.
It does.
Oh, yeah.
That's how this works.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very loose.
It's almost like
concept.
we planned it.
Wait, what?
I don't know.
I said almost.
Yeah.
Almost.
We'd have to plan something. Fuck. What do I usually do a whole other thing before that, don't I? Fuck.
Yeah.
I'm
so
so
each
off.
and every week on the
Yeah, I
BMFcast,
know.
what we do here is we go into the room and we rate it, and
we just
we watch a.
we lose all cohesion of how our
Wow.
show works.
What
we-
has happened?
1 to 5 bags is in robot bags.
Yeah. It's all these things.
-5 scale. as in
Skip back one episode. You'll figure out what we do.
Yeah, you
each
know.
and every week
You
here on
fucking
the
know by
BMFcast.
now. Jesus.
I'm not doing
we
that.
watch a movie
Yeah, we did.
You could do a plot
for
summary.
the first hour,
Oh, fine.
and then we come in here and we talk about it.
Yeah, that's all. That's
what we're gonna
robot
do now.
dogs. Yeah. Here's
Oh,
a
yeah,
here's the
robot
plot summary for LA Wars.
Okay.
When the war on the streets becomes personal, no one is safe. Guzman, a small-time drug lord, takes on Giovanni, the biggest mafia boss in L.A., igniting a war in L.A.
An LA war?
An L.A.
An L.A. war.
Wars.
Huh.
Yeah.
But wait a minute. They said it was L.A. Wars,
Yes.
but then they just the title says L.A. Wars.
Mhm.
This says there's only one L.A. war.
Right.
I don't know what to
It's
think
like
about
the
the world
era
anymore.
of it's remember the LA wars?
They should have called it like L.A. lawlessness. And capitalize on that hot banger from the time.
Honestly, yeah, I think
Should have, yeah. They missed an opportunity.
I do believe L.A. Law was
It's a big deal around.
what my parents would have called a banger back then.
Yeah. So there's only one person in this that's been in anything else.
Yeah, Giovanni Ribisi.
Nope.
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 absolutely not.
Nope. Rodrigo Obregon. He was in Hard Ticket to Hawaii, Picasso Trigger, Savage Beach, Guns, Hard Hunted, and Fit to Kill.
Fit to kill.
So all the Andy Sedaris movies, basically.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's that guy who played a different guy every time.
Okay.
And we were always like, wasn't that guy in the last one? But he died.
Which one was he in this one?
He was
Guzman.
He's Guzman.
He's not
okay.
Luis
All right.
Guzman.
Yes.
He's a different Guzman.
right. He's not a human being.
No.
He's a Guzman.
Yeah, he's a Guzman. Yeah, the main guy. I don't have a clever way to work my joke in that I said during the live stream, so I'll just say it now. I'll just blurt it out. He's a low rent Val Kilmer, as I said, value Kilmer.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah. And there's Miss Ohio from some year
Sure.
from the Miss America
From the
pageant.
80s.
Yeah.
Miss
And-
Ohio.
Mary E. Zilba.
Uh-huh.
Right. Well,
This
don't-
was her only film.
Only film, yeah. Yeah, and then there's AJ Stevens as Giovanni. Those are like your primary people. It's like you get pretty much have the two mob bosses and a lady that our main guy is
Sweet on.
hired to protect eventually.
Yep.
But
This movie starts with a drug deal, basically. It's under an overpass somewhere doing a drug deal. And
Van rolls up and says, "We're going to shoot you all and take the drugs."
no, Van just rolls up with
they
lady
don't-
with a
they don't say a
shotgun.
damn word.
I mean, the gun said, "We're going to shoot you all and take your drugs."
Lady gets out with a shotgun, shoots a car, the car explodes.
According to the trivia, the guns had no speaking parts, actually.
Oh,
Oh, well, that's weird.
good to know. But yeah, so she blows up a car, they take the drugs and go back to their warehouse hangout.
Yep.
That is correct.
And
We get a quick speech by Guzman, who's just like, "I'm going to be the boss of L.A." And then credits, not opening
the
credits.
movie's over.
And thus the L.A. War.
Yeah, and there's a retaliation because Giovanni's.
I think we meet our hero guy for half a second first. I think because
Yeah.
it feels weird if we would have not seen our hero for
Okay.
like, after two drug things.
Look, here's the thing about this movie
all right.
is that scenes will just happen, and there will be kicking and punching and shooting, and then it just moves on to another scene of kicking and punching and shooting. So it's going to be
Well, you just take that and just run that for the plot summary of every single movie we ever do.
yeah, but this one this one in particular is just here's a scene of kicking and punching, and now let's move on to the next thing. It's so like we're not even sure what's happening at this point, but it's this bar. And two guys come in with shotguns and they're like, "Hey, we're robbing the place." And, off screen, a guy comes in and starts fighting with one guy, turns around and shoots the other guy who's at the bar, shoots him like dead center in the head.
Because he was going to take the bartender hostage.
Right.
and he's just like, "Yeah, nope."
Yeah.
Bang. That
So,
guy's dead.
center
And then
mass
Then he
and-
starts kung fu fighting with the other dude.
He does. And
Eventually shotguns him because they fight for a bit and then he
he
gets
fights him for a bit like, okay, I have defeated you. And then he just picks up that dude's shotgun and shotguns that dude. It seems a bit egregious.
and then he's immediately called in to the police precinct, and it's just like, it's a pretty good angry chief yelling at him, but it never gets quite to the level we want.
Here's the thing about the script of this movie. The script is very. Everyone says exactly what you think they're going to say. Like no one has any inventive put downs or creative swears or anything like that. Everyone, it's just like the most creative is just people will just shout "fuck you" back and forth at each other, which is what happens with our main guy Jake Quinn and the captain, who are just yelling at each other. Because the captain's like, you can't just keep leaving bodies. You don't work on the force anymore because he was on the force and now he's not on the force.
Yeah, we find out a couple scenes
LA
later
Force.
why exactly, but
Yeah.
yeah.
The captain is really good at doing the yelling thing.
He is.
Our hero, our Value Kilmer, is not so good. He's not so good at the whole acting shtick.
His thing is he's always kind of smirky. And so he never really conveys any kind of like seething rage or anything like that. It's always just like, hey, guy, come on.
He also looks a bit like a schmuck.
I mean, he doesn't look like a lead. He looks like he
No.
should be a second tier, friend of the main character who ends up getting killed or something
Yeah.
like that. It's
However, he was the North American Cruiserweight Champion in kickboxing.
he has skills.
Yeah.
Like he has form and skills. Like the fighting in this movie oftentimes as opposed to last week's movie where the fighting was shot in a way where it's like they're not even coming close to each other. The way it's shot in this movie looks like they are hitting each other accidentally all the time.
Yeah. Well, this guy, I mean, obviously he didn't hurt anybody too bad. This guy's still doing some work.
Okay.
Well, up until 2016.
All right.
Like he was in the 2008 Incredible Hulk and
Oh.
2012 and X-Men: The Last Stand and The Gray
Are
as
you sure that's not stunts?
Yeah, well, I mean, he's doing
Oh, okay.
he's working.
Right,
I mean,
right, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he played the character Stunts in all of those movies.
The greatest Easter egg in all of the MCU.
Yes.
Yeah.
His Value
All
Kilmer.
of a sudden,
When you see
Value
him.
Kilmer's going to come out of nowhere, kick Captain Marvel in the head, and crush Thanos' head like a grape.
He's like, Thanos was right.
I am Stunts.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mr. Stunts. I'm Mr. Stunts. So anyway, he has a conversation with the captain. He gets thrown out of there.
This is where we get the retaliation, I think.
Yeah, Giovanni he's having dinner with his henchman Vinny and his daughter Carlo.
Carla.
Carla.
His name is Carlo. That's what's confusing.
Is it?
Yeah. Well, okay. So they just they're having a dinner, and then he gets a phone call. It's like, we've been hit again. Blah blah blah. Take care of it. So Vinny goes out, and they find a dude at a food truck or just a food stand.
He's a little
taco
taqueria.
place,
Yeah. And they're just like, hey, who did the thing? And he's like, I'll take it. Well, he doesn't say anything, but he ends up taking them to them. They're just eating in another restaurant, and they come in, and the lady of the group who shotgunned the car to death gets up away from the table, and they come in and gun down those two dudes.
Yeah.
So
and like hard cut back to Guzman, who's like
just pounding the table.
No, she like runs in.
Yeah.
We see her like run away, and she runs in, and then it's just immediately like, they're dead, and so dead, and he's like, my nephew, I'm angry.
Yes.
Yeah, get them, kill them all.
Do the
Start the
do
LA,
to them
start the LA war.
Yes, do to them what they just did to us, and it will never stop.
I'm really glad that this girl has like only 2 more scenes because she's lovely, but she's a painful to experience actress.
I think she's fine. I think they set her up as like this badass who can shotgun a car to death and then never do anything close to that.
She's also like wearing the most inappropriate clothing for criming.
She's wearing like a New Jersey waitress outfit. Like I'm working at
Yeah.
a pseudo strip club in New Jersey.
Right.
This
She's a shots girl.
Yeah. Yes.
Shotguns girl.
So I guess what happens is that the daughter is out shopping. And
Yeah.
shopping and shopping and shopping and shopping.
Can we
that-
set up Vinny real quick?
I was gonna say like first I think there's the retaliation on the informant dude
Right.
because like
All right, yeah. Then
because they come in and
yes.
they're like how they shoot us or whatever, how they get us, and it's just like this guy turned on us, and so they go and quickly round him up and basically are like,
Oh,
hey,
yeah.
they dump gasoline on him, and they're like trying to get information for half a second. They're like, fuck it, we're just gonna light you on fire.
Yeah. So there's this dude tied to a chair with a mask over his head, lit on fire.
It's a good stunt.
It is a good stunt.
Yeah.
And it seems like it lingers on that for a
Oh, yeah.
bit too long, like maybe a man died.
There's a YouTube cut like halfway through. There's one of those like cuts where it's not a smooth
Okay.
transition.
Right. Okay.
So it's 2 takes. Of
Okay.
lighting the guy on fire.
I like the description of YouTube cut.
Well, it's just
really
people got real lazy of like I'm not
Yeah.
even gonna like try to put
Yeah.
a transition.
Oh
on
no,
it.
that
Yeah, no, that's
sold it for me.
that's it.
But it is like, I think we're lucky that guy's wearing a hood, or the reason that could go on for as long as it seemed to was because that guy was wearing a hood to protect his, wholly protect his. Yes.
Yeah.
So Vinny is
Man.
all of like 5 foot nothing, like
He's like Joe Pesci trying to act like Al Pacino.
yeah, that's a really good way to describe it. Also, he's never met clothes that fit.
No.
Yeah.
Um,
But
he's-
he has the demeanor of the boss guy from Murphy Brown.
Yeah, yes, he is very much almost that guy.
Miles, I think his name
Miles,
was.
yeah.
It's been a while, but I'm saying like
He was in one of our movies recently.
right, yeah, where I made the same thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just like he's just a nondescript dude who's like trying to act tough.
Yeah.
yeah, and
and-
he's not, and it's honestly really good casting. I don't know where this guy came from, but he really sells that shit.
He's
Um,
he's a schmuck. I mean, it's just
Yeah,
he
that's
just
it.
he sucks, and he shouldn't be anyone's right hand man. He shouldn't have elevated himself to anywhere in this organization where he's at.
He can shoot really well.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
But
what sets up the actual plot in motion is they've declared all out war now, and so I think there's a quick montage of just like them doing random hits on random people.
it's just
and,
back and forth.
like we're gonna fuck up your drug deal and we're gonna fuck up your drug deal, and
Yeah.
and there's a brief like we get introduced to the side character of the DA who comes storming in. Like there's a news crew like right in the police like in the lobby, and I love that like they've got like the hard line microphone to the camera, and she has to like half trip, half
Yeah.
step over it to get to the chief of like, what the hell? We made a drug task force that you're in charge of, and it isn't doing shit. Like, fuck, like.
I love that she walks in the middle of the shot, says no comment, walks 4 feet away, and just shouts at the chief.
Right.
Like,
Everything that's going on.
all of this is going out live, lady. But, yeah, she's like, we need someone on the inside. And he's like, I can't put anyone on the inside. They'll
they'll make
research
us,
it,
yeah.
and they'll figure out it's a cop, and I don't know anybody. We'll have to go outside. So
and,
then
it, and it really cuts to
cut to
outside.
outside.
And it's just Quinn just strolling down the street.
Yeah, Quinn's strolling, and Carla is shopping.
Yep. In her hot mom jeans.
Yep. And she just goes all the places and collects all the bags and goes back to her limo. Dude is putting her stuff.
Well,
in
they
the-
cross paths, and he kind of like does the hey, a
Yeah.
lady, and then she gets in the limo, and it's just cars block either side of the limo. It wasn't a limo; it was just a regular car, I
Yeah.
think. But yeah,
They block either side. The limo driver gets out and immediately is gunned down for his troubles. And then they
Quinn-
go to get her,
Yeah.
and then out of just off screen, Quinn explodes into the scene.
he sort of leapfrogs over the hood of their car,
Yeah.
and then like kicks the guy in the face, and
Yeah.
then
he produces a gun.
yeah, he like turns around and shoots the other two dudes, and then just hugs her, and then
cops show up.
yeah, cops show up.
And then back in the chief's office, and the chief is just like, "I'm tired of cleaning. The morgue is tired of cleaning up your messes."
Yeah,
And
well, no, specifically the line is, "Why do you keep leaving a trail of bodies wherever you are?" And he goes, "Easier to follow than breadcrumbs."
right. Yeah, so there's some shouting back and forth, and this is when we get the explanation as to why Jake is no longer on the force. Which is because he beat a rapist to death who was raping a 12-year-old kid. And the chief is just like, yeah, the jury said you were justified, not innocent. And he's like, yeah, well, this is Quinn justice, and blah, blah, blah. And, and it just keeps... He says a thing at one point, like...
He says Quinn's laws,
yeah,
but he never like brings that up ever again.
But like he says like that the dude had a whip and was about to whip her, and I was like, you interrupted him while he was raping her. Like that part wouldn't have been worse. Like you've already established the worst part of that crime. You don't have to justify it by saying, "But chief, he was going to whip her." No.
Yeah.
But anyway,
He's just throwing shit at the wall to see what sticks.
Yeah,
Like
but
the
he's-
chief isn't buying it.
No.
So
but he's super gleeful.
He
He's
really
like,
hates whips.
he's like, I would beat him to death again. I would beat anyone to death again. Whatever. Obviously, no one's going to do anything.
I'll
to
drag
me.
him in front of the judge's bench and beat him to death there.
Yeah, he's like, I'm Jake fucking Quinn, man. Everything's turning up roses for me.
Yeah.
So the chief's like, yeah, well, you need to do this thing for us, and he's like, nah, and he just leaves and immediately cross paths with the DA, who comes in and is like, did you find anybody?
Oh,
yet?
and she was waiting outside listening.
Yeah, and the chief's like, you just passed him, and she's like, no way, not him, no, not that guy.
Well, she doesn't care. She's like, whatever, fine, good, great, do it. I don't give
Yeah.
a shit. Like,
Yeah.
well, because he's like he wants his job back. She's like, so.
So give him whatever he wants.
Yeah.
Do it. Yeah.
But yeah, he's not convinced.
No.
He goes back to work because he works at the fuck is the name of the place?
Borders.
Bordners.
Bordners.
Yeah.
L.A. classic bar Bordners, which you can still go to.
And tell us
Fans in L.A., go to Bordners
Yeah,
and
tell us
take
what's
a
on the
picture.
second floor of
Try the
Bordners?
upstairs.
Yeah, there's a BDSM club apparently on the second
Oh,
floor.
I wasn't going to tell anybody. I was just going to.
No, just go check it
No, I
out.
want people to know what they're in for
No.
and go do it anyway.
just let 'em go.
Yeah.
Okay,
edit
erase
that
that
part
part
out.
of the conversation. Just beep it out and then tell people to go upstairs anyway.
But anyway, so he's at the bar, and the bartender's like, there's a guy down there who wants to talk to you. So goes down there, and it's one of Giovanni's henchmen, and he's just like, hey,
Your boss wants to see you for dinner.
come for
tonight.
dinner, put on a tie.
We'll bring a car.
Yeah.
He says, "Make sure you wear a tie."
Yes.
I think.
I
I think that's what he says. This guy
hard to tell.
can't speak very much English,
No.
but he shows up later
not wearing a tie.
not wearing a tie. Well, first he's like, "Hey, limo driver, what's this Giovanni do? He looks like a really nice place."
He's like,
Like, why
why
don't
don't you ask
me
him when you get there?
Yeah, and he immediately that's when we see him, and he's not wearing a tie. It's like,
Yeah.
dude. Anyway,
Yep.
yeah, he just kind of shows up and is like, "Yo, what's up?"
They have a little meet and greet in the pre-dining room.
And then he's just like, "Hey, like you saved my daughter, the great, my most treasured thing in the world.
Yes.
Name a dollar amount." And he's like, "I don't want your money. I want a job."
Use a job.
You know, if you... I know we wouldn't have a plot if,
Yeah.
but... that answer to that question is so dumb. Like, oh, I don't want your money. I want your money that I work a lot for.
Yeah.
No, just take the money. Then you don't have to have a job. Then you can go fuck back off to Bordners. I know that he's trying to get in with the mafia, but
Yeah. The convenient thing is that Giovanni is dumb.
well, yeah.
Because he's like, yeah, I like the sound of that, but everybody, you got to go through Vinny.
Oh,
to get a
Vinny's immediately
job."
like, "We don't need anybody, boss. He's like, yeah, but I'm good, and you guys suck. And
He's just like, well, Vinny does the hiring. I don't know what to tell you.
yeah,
I like you, but Vinny
Yeah.
fucking hates you because
because
He's
my daughter,
weird.
making goo eyes at you
Yeah.
immediately. Yeah,
He's like, well, what? Your daughter needs a bodyguard. He's like, nah, she doesn't.
because it was set up in some conversation that like he's like, if you got with Vinny, who's like a son to me, then.
Then
Yeah.
you could both be
Yeah.
leading the business.
Because, sexist old ways. I can't possibly put you in charge.
Right. Princes and princesses.
Vinny's
Ah.
gonna take over the
This
business. huh?
dipshit
Oh,
over here, he's way more qualified because he's got a dick.
over here. Whoa,
I don't know if Vinny has a dick.
probably not.
It's just probably missized.
It's an innie.
Yeah. Yes.
like his clothes.
He's wearing bigger clothes to compensate for the lack of a dick.
Yeah, but
It's
whatever.
true. This man has no dick.
Right.
I don't think like
He doesn't get the job
no,
right 'cause he
not
has
right.
to leave and come
yeah,
back.
He's like, why don't you come over in the morning or something like
We'll
that?
have a meeting in
Be
the morning.
Prompt. And
Yeah.
he shows up and he's just like, oh, you're on time. He's like, yeah, naval training. He's like, oh yeah, I got a file here that says you were in the military, and then all of a sudden nothing.
Yeah. That's weird,
He's
isn't
like,
it?
he's like, yeah, I moved around a lot. Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah.
And Vinny's like, still not hiring. He's like,
So you need counterterrorism
Well,
training, and that's
eventually-
what I got.
yeah. Eventually, he's just like, all right, get this guy the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
It's a weird meeting, but they just send two goons after him, in which he kickbox, he dispatches them,
He does, yeah.
and then
North
like
American Cruiserweight Champion.
then grabs a knife and like holds Carla at knife point, saying like, see, this is why you need me. And it's like,
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a.
I think it's just a comb.
it's a bold strategy, Cotton.
Yeah. But Giovanni's like, man, I love this kung fu shit.
I love this fucking guy. Yeah.
He literally says, "Hey,
Yeah.
I love this kung fu shit."
Yeah. Yeah, so
And he's just like, all right,
you're
hired.
going to hire him. Yeah, and
Yeah.
he lives in the guest house
Yeah,
now.
you're gonna have to live here.
Yeah. He's like, no, that's okay. I got a place. He's like, no, you live in the guest house now. It's like, oh, all right.
Dinner every night at 6. Be on time.
Yeah,
Get
so
a-
he like
get a
takes
suit.
he takes him over there to the guest house and doesn't let him go into it. He just like dresses him down some more on the steps.
Well, he's
and
just like telling him like you're 24/7.
Yeah.
If I beep you, you better.
he's like, go get a beep. I'm
You're
gonna
gonna,
beep
you're,
you.
You're gonna have to respond within 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Or you're fucked.
But then like Carla shows up right away.
Well, because he's like and get some nice clothes because if you're gonna meet us for dinner,
Yeah. And she's like, let's go shopping.
shopping.
Get him some clothes.
That doesn't go so well because they do go shopping, but then she's like,
Will they get in the sweet Jeep?
yeah. I'm trying to think because
This movie skips out on the let's get Jake nice clothes
Right.
montage.
Yeah, which we totally blue balled on that.
yeah, I think they go shopping and we just assume it happens, and then like he has to go. He goes and does something because he's late for dinner, and they're like, "Oh, you're late for dinner. Don't let that happen again." And then
Yeah.
then he's just like, "All right, cool," because like nothing really happens. Like basically he goes to bed and she comes in at night and it's like, "You saved my life. I want to fuck you."
Yep. I'm
And
gonna repay you with
so-
my vagine.
So they have Cinemax sex, which goes on a little too long.
Yeah.
Um, it's a lot of like people rubbing on places that are
Nearby,
like,
but
like,
not actually.
like the neutral zone.
Yes.
Right.
Like this is safe.
Yeah.
Demilitarized.
Uh-huh, yes.
Yes. He touches her all over the DMZ.
Yeah.
And then it's like next morning, or she's like, tomorrow, like I want to take you to the beach or something.
Yeah.
And then they have-
But it's like, but before that, he just walks out and lays down in a beach chair, picks up the cordless phone, and calls the chief
Right.
from the fucking phone at the mob boss's house.
Like it's bad enough that it's their landline, but it's also a cordless phone.
Yeah.
So it's like a
Yeah,
cheap-
somebody's picking that up
a
on their
cheap,
radio.
Yeah, I was gonna say a cheap
Yeah.
radio. Like you could tune into that.
And
Like-
I'll go ahead and say he does this 3 more times. One time on a radio in the car, and it never comes up.
nope.
Like
Nope.
they have no control. They just have no surveillance powers whatsoever.
That stuff didn't happen.
oh, okay.
Not back then.
All right.
We didn't tap phones and stuff.
Yeah. Well,
I mean,
anyway, so we were screaming at him. like,
Watergate.
yeah, we were just like, "You fucking idiot! What are you doing?" But doesn't matter. He's just
Right.
He's cool, Jake Quinn. Doesn't matter. It's Quinn's rules.
Yeah. But yeah, if she comes up and interrupts his phone call with, "Let's take me to the beach."
Yep.
And then it's like it's the beach montage. That's not really a montage because it's really just filming them going around the beach.
They forgot to film other things
there was
besides.
there was no B-roll guy. It was just they had the one camera, and so yeah,
They
just-
walk this way and then
They just
walk
walk
the
around
other
and
way.
like they play some like twinkly song while they're falling in love on the beach or whatever. And
Boy, do they, because they get to a point under the pier where she is just like, "Jake, I love you," and he's like, "The
Oh,
shit. I
yeah.
met you 48 hours ago." And she's like, "Don't you love me?" And he's like, "Yeah. Well, listen,
Yeah.
I work for your dad, and I'm your protector, and that's."
But it's dumb because he doesn't even cop out of it.
No.
He's like, well, I can't express that because it's my job to guard your body. I'm your bodyguard.
Yep.
And she's like, so you feel the same way that I do? And he's like, yeah, I do. And then they
That's so
wander off.
accurate. I feel
Yeah.
like we were just back in the theater.
And then she says something like, "We have to get to the music center. I have tickets."
Yeah.
Yeah,
So they then cut.
Cut
They
to
are
the
now.
next scene.
They're now in a different car.
a white Corvette.
Yeah, and they park in the parking garage for the music center, and
Right, the same parking garage that we've seen.
and suddenly just two goons pop up from behind the car.
And they follow him for a little while, like
Yeah.
they're on foot, like,
Yeah.
and it's just like because he keeps kind of like looking around and like acting like he doesn't see him, and it's like, dude, you're a shitty bodyguard.
Yeah.
But he actually did see him because he like
He
shoves
just-
her behind a car and then just like turns and like he doesn't also duck behind the car. He like turns and does the freeze
Yeah,
move, and it's like,
right.
you'd be so dead right now, but he's
Yeah.
not.
Yeah.
Well,
But-
he's protected by the lime green shirt that he's wearing
Yes.
underneath his suit jacket.
Yes, he is very much Zach Morris in this scene.
But a van pulls up too, and some more like I don't think we mentioned during the shakedown montage we got earlier when the war actually started that there's one dude on Guzman's team who's like Mexican iced tea.
Yes, which is delicious.
Yeah, I mean
It uses real sugar.
it's true. Yeah, but yeah, that's the only way to describe him.
It's weird. Like when you see him, at first you're almost like, oh, Ice-T's in this, and then you're like, oh wait, no,
no,
I'm sorry.
but yeah, he jumps out and like he basically dispatches everybody except for that dude.
Yeah.
And they have kind of like a actual pretty good fight, and it looks like Quinn's about to lose.
Yeah, Quinn's getting his ass beat.
Yeah. At some point, she got a gun and dispatched like one person, and
Right.
at first it was supposed to just be covering fire, but she ends up saving Quinn by shooting this guy kind of in the midsection shoulder.
Yeah. So okay, we skipped the bit where Quinn and Vinny had the shooting gallery
Oh right.
challenge, and that's what got him the job because they both went down to the shooting gallery,
Right.
and Giovanni was like, "Okay, whoever does the best with this magazine and the revolver."
Yeah. Well, he says like one clip only, and then you look down and it's a couple of revolvers,
Yeah.
and it's like, okay,
Yeah.
it's wrong on a couple of levels,
Yeah.
but yeah.
So they both fire at their target, and Vinny has shot 5 shots center mass, and Jake has shot 5 shots right in the head. And Giovanni's like, you both are pretty good.
You're
Nice
a little,
grouping.
You're a little
And
bit slower than Vinny, but why'd you go for the head instead of the
Yeah.
chest?
He's like, well, because cops wear.
Cops wear vests.
And he's just like, he's me like,
You're hired.
You're hired.
You're hired. I want you to work.
Love this guy.
Fucking this guy fucking hates cops, and I
Kill
love
some
it.
cops. Yeah.
Take it outside the hitbox.
Yeah. So he had a conversation with Carla, which was basically, do you know how to use this gun? He's like, yeah, my dad taught me to use this before I could ride a bike or brush my teeth. or
He actually says something like, "Of course he did."
Yeah. Yes. So yeah, she wings that dude,
Yeah.
and that's how they get away.
There was one other dude left standing. Like he was. I guess he was just the guy who was going to wait in the van, but like everyone else got dispatched
Yeah.
because like instead of going for their car, they dive in some random shitty
They're like,
car.
get in this car.
And he like hotwires it like 3 seconds.
Yeah.
It's like rip. Zzz, okay, we're good. Like, and there's one guy who's like, "Hey, I guess I should engage," and he jumps out of the van.
with an Uzi
Yeah.
that just doesn't work.
Yeah.
And so he's
I
just
think it was
standing.
a Mac 10. Actually.
Oh, okay. Well, he's just standing there in the middle
Go
of
to
the.
the, go to the tapes.
I'm sure that's going to be in there on the I am gun database.
You'd be surprised.
Honestly, I am routinely surprised.
Yeah.
Okay, but anyway, yeah, his jams and
Yeah.
he gets run over first.
The reason they stole that car was because they were not going to shatter the windshield of that
right
Corvette.
the
that they
borrowed
were-
Corvette for
right.
a day.
Yeah. So anyway, they got away.
Mm-hmm.
And Giovanni's just like, "Hey, you keep saving my daughter. This is so awesome."
Yep. Then honestly, I don't know what the fuck happens for like the next like 20 minutes because like
It's-
some more shit happens, but
Yeah.
it seems like inconsequential. Like
there's a stretch of this movie where it's just like, wait, what happened to all the shooting and the fun?
right. I mean, I guess we could just skip ahead because like there ends up being right. So I mean, there's some other bullshit that happens for like another 10 minutes or so or whatever, but. Vinny, like, he gets pissed off at Quinn again for some reason, and, like, they have words and I don't like you and you don't like me thing. And then I guess he just gets angry one night. It's like, well, I've worked my way into this family. I'm, lieutenant to the head mob boss of L.A., so I don't know. Seems like a good night to go up there and rape his daughter.
Yeah, so there was a bit where she and Quinn were out at dinner, and 2 cops come up and
Right.
are like, hey, you got to come with us, which was them bringing him in so he could report to the chief what's going on.
Right.
And he was
I
just
mean,
like,
he could just call the chief anytime on
Right.
any phone that he happens to come across.
Sure. Probably
So-
just send a carrier pigeon or something.
yeah. So he chose to have
Send
fun
a letter.
instead and pummeled these 2 cops. So he was...
He seems like the kind of guy who would write a letter with the return address there and then not put enough postage on it, so it just comes back and they're like, "What's this letter now?"
Well, Giovanni's stupid enough to be like, "Hey, who sent this letter to the cops? Hey, you need to put more post. I got more postage for you. I'll put it on there.
Come on, you
Gotcha."
motherfucker! It's called a forever stamp. You
They
fucking
didn't have
goomba.
forever stamps in '94.
I know, but
So at some point, Quinn was just not at the house.
Well, no, because the next day after that, the cops come to Giovanni.
Quinn was there for that evening.
He was, but not in the way that this movie is presenting it, because it's a closed room where she is on the bed just brushing her hair or whatever, and Vinny comes in.
Well, he knocks on the door.
Okay, he bangs on this door demanding that she open it. This door is just like
It's a kitchen door.
Yes.
It's a yeah.
It is
Yeah.
not lockable, period.
No. So anyway, she pushes it open like, okay, you fucking idiot, get in here. And he's like, time to get raped, little girl, and proceeds to almost rape her for about 4 seconds until Jake comes in and pummels him. And then Giovanni comes in.
Well, he's just like something.
He's like, you better hope Giovanni doesn't hear about
Yeah,
this.
just wait. Oh, she says like, just wait till my father hears about it, and he just comes swinging in the kitchen door. It's like, oh, he's already heard about it.
Yeah.
You motherfucker!
You get out of my house.
Oh,
I'll
well, no,
fucking
it's
own
not
you.
you get out of my house.
Yeah.
He is literally strangling him
Yes. Yeah, Jake
before
actually
Quinn pulls him
yeah,
off.
pulls him off a little bit. and then-
Should have let him fucking
But
strangle
he's
him.
just like, you were like a son to me. Get out of my like, you know. He's like, that's the only reason I'm not murdering you. Even though I'm kind of murdering you right now.
No one questions why Giovanni was so immediately aware of what was going on. Like,
Well, didn't she start screaming?
no, not really.
Well, Vinny was screaming, though. He's like, I
Maybe.
I like you. You please pay attention to me.
Oh, he was reading from Gilbert Gottfried's love letters. Okay, sonnets by Gilbert Gottfried. Hey, you, I love you.
I mean, he was reading the incel playbook to her. Like I've been near you for 17 years, and you have to like me, 'cause I like you.
Yeah.
I have a penis, and you have to touch it. Something like that. I think that's how it went.
I'm pretty sure that's exactly
Checks
how
out,
it
yeah.
went. But anyway, yeah, somehow he was magically there at his daughter's door just after the.
Vincel is his name.
10 points to Gryffindor.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Right.
Vinny gets ushered out of there, and he just immediately goes to...
Oh, he's like, he just shows up at Guzman's place,
Yeah.
like, hey, I need to talk to Guzman. It's
Yeah.
business. And they're like, oh, well,
business. Well,
okay, well, let's take your tiny gun. You know,
Let's go talk business to Guzman.
we'll leave you one tiny gun in your pants. But
Yeah.
but yeah, he just goes in. He's like,
That's a penis joke.
I got some plans. And
Yeah,
that's
you
how we're
wanna
gonna take everything over.
Do some stuff.
But
I'll be in charge of distribution or something. And you got the muscle, and we'll take over this town.
Yep.
was it the chief the next morning that comes to?
Yeah, it's the next day.
It's the next day. Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah, because
Got-
it's the next
got a
day.
little bit confused with the timeline there.
And the chief, the chief is just there in the room with Giovanni and Quinn, and you're like, you're all blowing your cover. This is bad. But the chief is just like, this guy beat up 2 cops, and we got a warrant. So
Right.
you come with us. And Jake is still fighting it, like, nah, fuck you pigs. And Giovanni's like, just go with
just
it.
go.
Just it'll be fine. Just go. So this is what gets Jake out of the way so that this plan can go into effect. Why they kept him all day, I don't know, but yeah. So basically, Vinny is just like going to lead,
Oh, he's like, I know the movements around the house. I can
Yeah.
get you in.
and he basically is like, I can flip like half the squad anyway, and they'll just join up with us, and almost like it was the plan all along, which doesn't make any sense. But
Yeah.
anyway, they raid the compound,
Oh yeah, they basically run in there and like.
jump over the camera.
Yeah, I was gonna say if they. Yeah, that's the dumbest thing. So like, 2 guys do the like, it's a shot you do if there's some reason for them to be leaping down from somewhere, but it's a big flat open sidewalk.
Yep.
But they jump over the camera as they're going towards the door. But
Yeah.
they if the people didn't turn, they murder him. Otherwise, they grab Giovanni and and Carla and drag him outside, and they've already hung up a rope, a noose is outside, and
Put a milk crate there for him to stand on, and man, Giovanni's struggling throughout all this is real good.
Oh, yeah.
He is just like, you motherfuckers, I'm gonna kick you in the cock and
He just does not stop motherfucking those guys.
No.
It's great.
So eventually, the way they get him into the noose is that they threaten to kill her, and he's like, all right, fine, and gets into it, which they fucking hang him. He dies.
Yeah. I do like that they rightfully. So there's a lot of things of this movie that it's like, when was this made? Because you at this point, as we said, you would think that phone tapping or some sort of espionage type things would be happening. That would be a part of this movie, and his cover would get blown.
Right.
But the only thing he says in his struggling, besides motherfucker, that is kind of smart is you're not just declaring war on me. You're just declaring you're declaring war on the mafia.
Yeah.
Detroit, Chicago, New York. They're all going to come for you. This is
You're
a
an
thing.
idiot.
This. I'm a cog in the bigger machine here.
Yeah. It's not just me.
Yeah. But there's
But Vinny's
whatever.
just like, I don't care.
Yeah.
Your daughter, and she's mine, and touch my peener.
Yes.
He has lost sight of.
Yes,
Yeah.
his
But-
eye is no longer on the prize.
Right. But yeah, his deal when they was you can kill everyone except for who turns, except I get the girl. Don't kill her. Don't touch her. And so after Giovanni's hanged.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. But then Guzman's like, I still got a beef with you, Vinny.
Yeah.
Because you killed my nephew.
And he's like, no, it's
Like,
him. He ordered it.
He
He's
ordered.
like-
I didn't. Whoa,
he's like,
hey.
well, whatever. She's got to die.
Yeah. And so he's
He
like,
should have just shot him in the fucking
right.
neck.
But he's just like, boys. And then they all kill Guzman, right there.
Yep.
And I'm like, this is a weird end game that we're moving into. This doesn't quite make sense. Yeah. But so they kidnapped her and
Yeah,
they leave.
now little man's like, I'm in charge.
I'm a little guy and I got all the things.
And Quinn comes back and is just like, oh God, he finds him dead hanging outside first, and then
walks around the house.
calls it in, whatever, and then goes looking for her. Oh no, he goes looking for her first.
Yeah, she's.
It's probably because he's not a very good actor. It's very unclear if he actually has any feelings for her in this movie.
Yes, it's unclear.
I don't know because especially when the end, we're going to get to it in a minute. But he kind of sort of is doing the case the house and everything, see if anything's still going on, and starts calling her name before he gets up to her room, and it just kind of gets up there and is like, huh, she's not here. Let me make a phone call with the same cordless phone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chief.
Sent out a meat wagon because Giovanni's dead, and so he didn't mention Guzman be dead. I don't think they ever mentioned that Guzman was dead out there too.
Nope.
But anyway,
I'm not sure they knew exactly who
Guzman-
or what
yeah.
Guzman was. They knew the name, but I don't know if they knew him by how he looked.
Right.
I don't know if they knew him. Yet.
There's one more quick scene because we see Vinny basically coming into the now lieutenants, I guess, that used to work for Guzman, and he's like, all right, I'm in charge here. We're gonna do this, and first things first, we're gonna double your salary. And they're like, yeah.
Oh no, that's after.
is it
Because
okay.
he's like, you all want to work for me now, and one guy's like, yeah, I have an objection,
Yeah,
and he's
why-
just like, blam.
He's like, who made you the boss? And
Yeah, he's just like, I'll
this
tell you,
gun, you dumb shit.
Yeah, so he murders that one guy, and the rest of them are like, and he's like, I just doubled all your salaries, and they're all just like, yay!
Hooray.
Was
Thumbs
that guy
up.
making enough to double all our salaries?
Can we
since
have
you
his
killed him?
too? And he also recruits not Ice-T and the lady.
yeah. Shotgun lady.
Just fall on Fox.
Rosa, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tamarind tea.
Yes. So, but anyway, so they've been and they're everyone's fine with this. It's like, I guess we work for this guy now.
So we get that quick thing, and then it's like Jake's off to gear up and oil up. But he puts on his
oils up first.
Yeah, he oils up first, and then he puts on his tactical tank top, and
Yes.
then
Tact top.
and then checks a couple grenades, and he's literally got a murder case. Murder is the case, and it's just a bunch of pistols and a knife that he doesn't have any big guns. It's just I've got.
No, but where did he get that big gun that he ended the movie with?
he had that too.
Did he?
That was
Never
propped
showed-
up
Oh, okay.
on the crate below. that
Okay.
he took
I don't
with
know. A
him.
lot of this movie's real dark. It's hard to tell.
Yeah.
But anyway, he gears up and is like, all right, time to go in and murder.
And so he does, and then the movie ends.
Well, yeah, he stalks around and does a lot of silent kills first. There's one really particular good one because there's this Frank Zappa dude just walking around on the roof, and he just kind of walks up to him and goes "Dip," and pushes him off. But then like there's one part where he's just like in the bushes, but like not at all concealed to us.
No.
Like we, the audience, just see him like literally sitting there in this little, like cut between two bush plants or whatever, like, like, and it's just like he's just sitting there.
A very well lit hedge
Right.
that there's a very obvious white dude sitting in.
And he just comes out and like goes sleep to one guy, and then another guy walks by like, "Hey, what's going on?" And then like does it gets another guy.
He says to that guy, he's like, "Hey, Joey," and kills him. To which we were like, "How come he called that guy by name?" And BJ said, "He just took a shot."
Yeah,
Oh, that
sorry.
was yes,
Yeah,
yeah,
that was-
that was me. Yeah.
Oh,
he was playing
sorry.
the odds.
Yeah, yeah,
Got Italian henchman, just Joey.
yeah. So he goes inside the warehouse to where the finale of the movie will take place. And
It's kind of weird because like he quickly murders a couple dudes. Like,
well, he jumps up on a crate that is
Yeah.
backlit with this red light while the smoke machine is going. And I'm like, okay, yeah, let's do this. And so there are constant shots of dudes shooting at him, and he's using his giant gun to shoot boxes. Like, there's no one near any of the things he's shooting.
but it's weird because like he did all this sneaking in bit. Like he does the sleep move on like 6 different dudes outside.
Yeah.
Runs in, immediately jumps on the crate and goes, "Vinny, I'm here." Like, and it's like, why the fuck didn't you just lead with that? Like, but
Vinny-
he chucks grenades for a while too.
Well,
That's-
Vinny says something like, "I'll see you in hell," and he's like, "Hell's here." Just starts chucking grenades all over the place.
yeah, which air ramps a couple of dudes.
Yes.
behind, and
One
then-
guy gets really
Yeah.
good air ramped.
but like like they're like so it's Vinny with captive Carla and then not Ice-T and Rosa, the
Yes.
shotgun lady from the beginning.
Because
Are
Rosa
all-
pops out.
well, they're all just kind of hiding in the room at first, and so it's like he gets a chance to like individually take out all the henchmen, and then like they come out, and Rosa just like immediately gets murdered.
No.
Oh
No, hold on.
Sorry.
She
Yeah,
pops
yeah.
out and is
She-
the
yeah.
only one who tags him because he gets shot
Right.
in the arm.
Sorry. Yes.
And he kind of looks at it and goes, "Pfft," and pulls out the giant knife that he prepped up with and just chucks it at her and right in the eye. And the actress has filled her mouth with blood.
Well,
Or fake blood.
fake blood, yeah.
So that when
Or real blood. We weren't there.
So when they cut to this shot, she just goes, "Blah!" and just blood goes everywhere. And then she's dead with a knife in her eye.
Yep.
It's a good look.
It's
It's a really good look.
yeah, it's a good death. So this is when
She gets a great death, and she didn't deserve anything like.
she wasn't menacing to anybody.
No.
She was
Yeah.
just there.
Yeah.
But she got a.
She didn't earn
But
a
she was
great
the only
death.
one who tagged. She was the only one who hit him.
Also, I mean, you do all that. You have a slow motion blood burst eye, knife to the eye. You don't like have a one liner. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
This movie's not here for one-liners. Like
Good
I
thing
mean,
your vision's still sharp.
it's like
Yeah.
I was saying, like
That's a
when
good one.
yeah.
That's- I
when
like it.
like the chief is yelling at him, everything the chief says you can basically predict. I mean, he's just saying things like, "I'll take your badge away so fast your head will spin." It's like, yeah, that's your template line. You need to put a better line in
Yeah,
there.
throw a loose cannon in.
Yeah,
God's sake.
which God, he was so close on
I
so
know.
many occasions.
Well, Giovanni at one point, like, says the classic, "I'll rip off your head and then I'll shit in your neck,
In your neck, not down your
not
neck.
down your neck."
In your neck.
I mean, that's still not enough of a twist on the on the
No, but
line.
he reads it real well.
Oh man,
Oh, shit,
great
your
line
neck.
reads.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's
In
dead.
your neck.
And then like not Ice-T is just like, "Rosa, no."
Yeah.
And he's like, "I will kill you with my bare hands." And Jake is like, despite having him
Has a
dead
big
to
gun
rights
point.
with a
Yep.
gun, he's just like immediately like, "Yeah, all right."
Yeah.
And starts stripping down to like, and the other thing is like he brought a bandolier for I don't know what gun was it.
It was the big
gun?
gun.
It was
Yeah,
the
that
big
was
gun.
a that was a
Yeah.
That was a
shotgun-y
shotgun-y
gun.
thing.
Yeah.
Okay, whatever. But he never like actually used the bandolier except for like, "I'm taking the bandolier off."
Yeah, it was part of his.
and he's just like immediately like fight position pose. And then this dude like, I don't know why like.
he was wearing a robe.
He was wearing a robe, and then like he's just like got one thing to take off because he's like been knelt down with Rosa, but he like takes the robe off and immediately is like size, and it's like, oh, so not really hand to hand combat at all,
Yeah,
you
no.
asshole.
It
Yeah.
looked like an oversized duster, but it also looked like a robe. It's a strange fashion choice. LA in the 90s was weird.
But yeah, he immediately gets the size kicked out of his hand, and then they fight for a bit more.
Yeah. By the way, the Rosa lady is the daughter of Casey Kasem.
What?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yep.
Huh?
Was just reading up on that.
Okay.
She now owns a vape store in Beverly Hills.
Is it Vapey Kasem?
I was trying to get there. I was like trying to think of what it was. America's top 40 ounces.
So anyway,
Yeah.
here's some fun things.
Oh man,
Anyway.
she was in Acapulco Heat.
Yeah.
Scooby Blue. I don't know. I don't know. Got me thinking all Casey.
Anyway.
Anyway.
So fighting the dude with the size. They go back and forth for a while because like he gets a knife at some point, and so he's also slicing and dicing him.
I feel the knife fight was some dude in a bar.
Oh, that's right. It was the
Yeah.
guy in the bar.
Some
Shit.
random dude in a bar.
Yeah, because they killed the bartender at
Yeah.
Bardino's or whatever the name.
Bordellos.
Bordellos.
Yeah.
Right.
Boredom.
Bangles.
Yeah. Yeah. So like he basically just like kicks this dude to death and then like walks up and snaps his neck.
Yes.
And so it's like it's Vinny, him, and Carla is all that left. And of course Vinny, being the little putz that he is, grabs her by the neck and is like dragging her out and is like, "I'll kill her!
Yeah.
I'll kill her!"
And he like pushes her out the door and is like, "Run!" and then shoots her in the back.
Well, he says, "Look, Quinn takes an odd tact here, as he's like, yeah, go ahead and shoot her, because
Yeah.
either you let her go and I kill you, or you kill her and I kill you.
Once again,
Your choice."
Not quite clear if he likes this girl or
Exactly.
not.
And it's like, that's a weird ultimatum to make to this guy,
Right,
who's-
because Vinny's like, "Okay."
yeah, and he just like he throws her out on the loading dock and shoots her, and she just immediately goes limp, and it's like, oh, she dead.
Yeah.
And then his reaction is not to go check on her at all, because Vinny is like run out and immediately got in a car and is like peeling out. And it's so weird. The shot is like, it's from the loading dock looking at her dead body. So we see Quinn go whoop and like not go anywhere towards her and just goes out the front door.
Yeah.
And then just like gets in front of his car with his magic shotgun and shoots the car until it hits a ramp. And
He shoots a headlight first,
Right.
and you're like, "That's it." And then he shoots the car to death because he shoots it. It hits another car and ramps and
yeah, it
explodes.
lands on its hood. And
Yeah.
then he goes over to her finally to check on her and like shakes her a little bit and is like, "You gonna be okay?" And it's like, no, she's dead. Like, she's not moving. And then she's just like, "Oh yeah, you saved my life again." It's like, wait, what?
So he checks on her like, "Are you all right?" She doesn't say anything, and she doesn't move, and he just kind of scoops her up like, "Well, she's dead. Better carry her to the morgue." And then she's like, "Oh, you," and it's like, "Wait, what?"
She's alive?
Both her lungs are bitch.
But,
No.
but yeah, like the second to last shot is him cradling her and walking away in the actual bodyguard thing.
Yes.
Which, yeah, we all like pretty much simultaneously.
Pretty much,
started,
yeah.
And
And then we're back in the chief's office because he made a deal with the chief that if he does this, he gets his shield back.
the
and,
DA lady's there for some reason.
Right.
I don't know why. But.
Yeah. And he's just like, "Give me my badge." And he's like, "All
And
right.
then she's like, "One little screw up and you're..."
Yeah, if you fail to play by the rules, you're out of here." And he's like, "You know what? Keep the badge."
Slammed it down. He's like,
Yeah.
he's like,
And
"What?"
Yeah. And then
He's like, "I don't like these rules. This has brought me nothing but trouble." He's like, "What, are you going to go back to being a bouncer?" And he's like, "No, I got a better job. I'm a bodyguard."
and then he gets in the car with her.
Yeah, and they drive
And
off.
they drive down the street, and it's just like, "We need to renegotiate my contract." And she's like, "Okay, you work for me 24/7, and then no raise." And he's like, "No raise, that's..." and then just fades out. It's just the lamest last bit of dialogue. It's just like, "No raise."
And then the softest, most like Zen-like music plays
Yeah.
over the credits. It's just like,
It's just some peaceful, like,
enjoy LA Waters.
yeah, rewind your tape now. It's nothing to see here.
Be kind. Rewind.
AMS Wars.
Yeah. Yeah, the LA Wars is
Yeah,
over.
it's over.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure that Carrie Kasem's Beverly Hills vape shop is closed.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh no,
R.I.P.
it's up in smoke.
Yes. No, Up in Smoke is down the street.
Oh,
Well, I'll update IMDb then.
wait, that was actually in her IMDb.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's how I got to all this
What?
information. I know.
thought you just were like, oh yeah, I don't know this movie.
No, that's part of the hot trivia.
Hot trivia.
Yeah. So anyway, this movie's over. And now we rate it. LA Wars.
La Wars.
3 jocks is what I give this.
Okay.
I was prepped to give it 4 had the finale really been something, but the finale was kind of so disjointed. this movie starts strong because it's just fucking violent chaos. And I was like, okay, so when I found this movie, there's a 3-minute trailer for it on YouTube. And I started watching it, and there were so many stunts in the first minute of this 3-minute trailer. I hit stop, and it was like, fuck, that's the movie. That's it right there.
Sure.
This is going to be the thing. So it starts strong, but then doesn't end as well as it started. So I can't. I was at 3 the whole time, and I was like, man, if this really goes crazy in the end, I'll give it 4. But this movie has energy. It's like I said, it's a very standard script, but at least the filmmakers were like, pretty much at all times, somebody has to be getting shot. Or dudes are jumping off a bar, or
Every 9 minutes I need a gunshot that ends in murder.
Or Giovanni's going to be yelling, or Vinny's going to be a shit, or just there has to be something happening almost all the time. And except for the romance stretches, which I guess are important for the story.
No.
It's a lot of that. It's just, let's just have montages of dudes getting wrecked. And my only real, like, quote-unquote logic flaw with this movie is that the DA was just so up in arms about this, but, like, not one innocent person in this entire movie got shot or hurt. It was all bad guys.
Yeah.
Like, it was just all bad guys getting wrecked, and it should be just like, let them kill each other. Why are you so up in arms about this?
Fight.
Yeah, yes. So, anyway, 3 Jocks. It's fun. It's goofy. And you can have a lot of fun with your friends watching it.
Well, early on, I had in my head that it was a 2 Jocks movie. And I'm not going to change that because, much like this movie, I don't like improvisation. So I'm sticking to my original script and giving it 2 Jocks.
All right.
I feel like they should have just leaned into being a bad movie just a little bit more. Like, I mean, it's ones like this where it's so paint by numbers. It's not to say it's bad because it's actually semi-competently made. There is some bad acting all over this, especially just random dudes that, like, hey, we need to fight now. Because we didn't even really talk about, there's a scene where there's 3 dudes in the bar where he works, and the guy's like outside, like, hey, these guys are causing trouble. And
right.
And one guy's drunk and is just like, serve me another one, bartender. And so he's like, come on, buddy, you got to leave. And that guy's like, fuck you. And then, like, he starts to do that, and, like, the other 2 guys jump in because they were friends of him, and they're all stumbly drunk too. And so he basically, like, roundhouse kicks them all and throws them out the door, and it's like, that was all the customers in the entire place.
Yeah. And
So-
then he immediately goes outside,
Yeah.
right where he threw those dudes out.
Right, but
Yeah.
it's just, there's a couple, like, weird, silly things. It's just,
But that's what I mean. It's just every scene is just like, we gotta, okay, now you're gonna get jumped by 3 dudes here. Let's do
yeah.
this.
But the fact that, like, the ending is kind of a wet fart compared to some of the other ones, and I don't know. I mean, I feel like if you don't stick the ending in these kind of movies, it really detracts from them because anything we've ever rated like 4 and 5 Jocks, it's like they have something in the end, and it's just like, oh fuck yeah, like, yes, finally the ending. That's what we needed, like, big giant explosion, and there's just none of that in this. This is so paint by numbers. It's like, it's fine, and
There was no release.
yeah.
if you will.
There's
I mean, Vinny goes out gruesomely, but almost like easily.
yeah.
Like he just shotguns the car and that's it. Like he should.
Oh,
like,
yeah, the car explosion.
He should have
I already
walked over.
forgot how Vinny died.
Yeah, he should have walked over, and Vinny crawls out all crispy, and it's just like, I'll still get you, and then shotgun to the face.
Teach your mother to suck cocks in hell. Blam.
Exactly.
I can go with 3 Jocks though.
Okay.
I think the transfer that we watched didn't do it any favors, because it's very dark.
It is. And VHS is as far as this movie got, I think.
Yeah, and it's really tough to shoot night scenes when you're not an experienced film crew with enough money to make it look good. So, I'm starting to dial back my hate on that a little bit, especially since we've watched a lot more VHS movies in the last couple years. But that may be, aside from kind of a milquetoast plot, that might be my biggest complaint, is the transfer was really not good. Like, it's a 3 Jocks movie. It's solid. Everybody, you can tell, is trying their best. They're not always good, but they're doing their level best, and it pays off in a lot of ways. Like, Giovanni is great. I love like the energy of that guy. He is committed to his character. It really reminds me of Henry Winkler playing anything he plays modern day.
Right.
Like his work in Parks and Rec, and what's the other thing that he's in
Arrested
this
Development. He was on
Arrested Development.
He was on
yeah.
Barry.
Yeah, anything that it reminds me so much of anything that Henry Winkler's doing right now. I'd like to see more of that guy. Vinny was great.
Yep.
Like Vinny is playing that character exactly as he is intended. He's
a Weasley piece of shit.
He's a Weasley piece of shit, and he is acting at a level that honestly this movie doesn't deserve. Like he's got the physical acting down for when he's furious and weird. And yeah, his character's a big shit, but he plays it really well. And I found myself like just really enjoying Vinny being Vinny before he got all rapey.
Yeah. Thankfully, that scene lasted literally 4 seconds.
Right. Before Henry Winkler runs in screaming, "I heard it! Your father heard it! I'm gonna beat you to death with your own penis!"
No, that wouldn't do any damage.
Death by 1,000 pricks. But yeah, Four Jocks movie, and no Stargrove on this one because there was
4 or 3?
3.
Okay.
Did I say 4?
You did.
Okay, I meant 3.
Okay.
Yeah, Three Jocks movie. No Stargrove on this. I think I must have been thinking Stargrove and said 4 for some reason.
Sure.
I don't know that we have anything else for it then.
No, I mean it's fine.
Mackie
it's
gives
good.
it 9 jocks.
Yeah, Mackie loved it.
Silent Mackie.
All right. Well, let's take a break, shall we?
Okie dokie. You got to do a little work. Daddy's got to go to work.
Yep.
It's okay. We're running early. We got plenty of time.
Lamont. Ooh, motherfucker.
Dude.
Sorry, everybody.
It's all right. Talk amongst yourselves. Anybody in the chat got questions? Thanks, Bill. Sorry, that sounded sarcastic.
Always does. Every time you say it.
Whenever I say Bill, I have to say it like the way the dude on Deadwood would say it before he killed Wild Bill. Now's your chance. AMA. Actually, it's an AUA.
Put some questions in the chat. Didn't we stop doing no quarters?
I don't know what that is.
What's a video game?
Yeah.
A no queue.
No. I can tell you right now there will not be a no queue in the month of April.
It's all L April.
All April.
All month.
All the time. As much as you can stand. So yeah, next week we will have our final La Movie. LA movie. It's just that time of year. None of us have really played anything. I've just been playing stuff I've already talked about. Harlow's been playing Diablo 3. I've seen him.
Shush.
I've seen it.
It's not true.
Discord admitted it.
It's the time of year when you clean out your backlog.
Oh, I'm not. There's no backlog. Once again, that pile has not gone down at all.
No.
It's just, why don't I play Saints Row 4 again? That'll be fun.
I will give a hint for a special surprise. I've been playing a mobile game. That's it. That's the hint.
You've been playing the anime titty girl game. It's not a game.
It's a game. There's game to it.
I don't think so.
There's game to it.
I will say there are theme months for May and June.
We're doing Maypril.
Where it's all about.
I'm desperately trying to figure out how to make that work now. April.
It's like Christmas in July. You know, we're just going to do April and May.
It's April and May.
It's Maypril.
All the movies you would watch in April, but it's May.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Exactly, Chuck.
Ah, you got it.
And then we'll do July.
Right.
And then Freedom Month.
Right. In August.
August.
We can't do August anymore.
We'll do August.
Because of you.
Then we'll do.
Because of me.
Then we'll do
How the hell is that
October.
because of me?
Every time I've ever proposed a dog movie.
Because you pick shitty dog movies.
There are no good dog movies.
We're
Yes, there
out
are.
of good dog.
I don't know if you're aware, but all good dogs go to heaven.
Yes, but not all
That's
good dog
anime.
movies.
You've just run out of fucking Buddies movies. All that's left is Parvo Buddies.
We can't watch the last Buddies movie, but we should watch the Bud movies.
Airbud.
We should watch the Air Buds and find out the origin.
The Geonesis
Oh yeah,
of-
there's
of
Kai
Buds.
Jun. Man,
We did Kaijun already.
did we?
Yeah.
Are we doing another Kaijun?
No.
Are we doing Cuba Gooding Jr.?
No.
Cuba Gooding Jr. the second.
Yeah. No, it's just Cuba Gooding Jr.
Yes.
It's the son of Cuba
No,
Gooding
we're not
Jr.
doing that either. I will say it is a
Can we do Benny and June?
No,
yes.
'cause that
We
would
just
probably
watched
mean is watch
we
a-
just watched Benny and June 4
Oh,
times.
I was gonna say that.
No. We're not
Fucking
every other
Johnny Depp
movie podcast on the internet.
1 minute of Benny and June.
Right. We're going to analyze 60 seconds of Benny and June every episode for 180 years or
Yep.
whatever.
No, I will say the May and June theme months are brand new puns. You have not heard these puns used by the BMFcast
I haven't
before.
heard these puns.
Don't you know we're part of the? We don't get to know things anymore.
You will. You'll know beforehand.
Oh, you'll know. You will. You know.
Yes. So everyone just sit back and enjoy it.
Okay.
Don't try to guess it. Don't try to think it. Just
Okay.
enjoy.
Also, if you were, well, I'll ask this question to you two and to anywhere or anyone else out there. Tell me the drop mix packs that I have to have.
Mm-hmm.
Derby.
Derby? Derby?
I think Derby is one of the best ones.
Derby?
I just think that's probably one of the most essential ones. Have you already discovered that crazy spreadsheet, Google spreadsheet one? There's one that has like every card listed and what pack it's in.
Oh,
I went
okay.
searching for it. So.
Well, Derby's only $7. That's
Oh, that's a bargain.
yeah.
That's 50% off.
Astra's pretty good, isn't it?
Derby's the only one that popped immediately in my mind. I know there's a hip hop one. I think Mirrors. That's probably going to be hard to find because I think that was like a Toys R Us.
Yeah, the
exclusive.
Toys R Us one is. You ain't getting it.
But I think that was Mirrors, the one with the sunglasses.
Oh, it's on
Amazon.
$10.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah.
You lucked out.
Yeah, it's just on Prime.
Go ahead and get that country pack for $5.80.
Oh yeah. Well, if that cheap, sure. Yeah.
Which one?
Country.
What's it called?
It's the horseshoe.
Lucky.
Go away.
Is that the one that has House Party in it?
Yeah, pretty sure it does.
I've heard that after I mentioned that song, I've heard that 4
There's
times.
a card from House Party in the
base one.
base pack. Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't remember which one has the rhythm one that I like.
Lucky you.
Actually, yeah, Lucky's worth it because I'm pretty sure that's where Jolene is.
Okay.
And Jolene's a fucking banger.
I know. Jolene.
I want to say that most of the rest of that pack is kind of shitty though, because it's all big and rich and fucking stadium bullshit country.
I will say that if you can get rid of the fucking singing from stuff like Big and Rich, it's fine because it's all and hip hop beats.
So it's Seinfeld bass.
Yeah, almost.
Once again,
Slaps.
it's back. Back, Jerry.
Well, that's $23 that I didn't need in my checking account.
Right on.
Can I get it here tomorrow?
Fucking shit. Come on.
Fucking shit.
I want to be done here.
Fucking shit, me and
Fucking
Pagotas.
Okay. We'll wait here.
All right, thanks.
April 18th, is that Friday?
Tomorrow.
Sorry, are you fucking kidding me?
It's only almost midnight. You'll get it tomorrow.
Okay, 2 of them will get here tomorrow.
Uh-huh.
Excuse me. Oh, let me see. I'm going to have it delivered to my work address. There we go. That'll do.
Get it.
Friday and Monday. That is so fucking strange, though.
Yeah.
Like, it's later and later in the day that they can just get shit to me next day. Okay, fine.
Well, I think that just means it's at our local warehouse.
Well, like I ordered one, Drop Mix and the last thing that I bought were both shipped UPS.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, UPS.
Oh. So that would take even extra time. That's weird.
And it was next day, but it was next day delivery. Like, it was shipped out that night. I think they just dragged it they must have driven it to the UPS distribution place. But like the fact that they can ship it at night somehow, I guess UPS is working, whenever Amazon wants them to work.
Yeah. They're Amazon's bitch.
It's strange.
Yeah, someone said I think Amazon probably takes it too, because UPS works all night. It's just their office drop off thing closes at a certain point, but they're there working all night anyway. I bet Amazon drives a truck over to them and just like, here.
Yeah, that's what Josh in the chat basically just said.
Yeah.
That's wild. I'm surprised though that they're not using their own delivery drivers. I guess it's cheaper for them to ship it UPS. The stuff gets to my office by about 2:00, so I ain't mad at it. It's not my money they're spending, really.
All right. Who has stuff?
I have a brand new movie. I think it's brand new.
Is it?
Is it? April 5th. Was that the newest? April 5th of this year?
Oh, it's definitely newer than my shit.
It's newer than my shit, too.
Yeah, bow down, bitches.
I wanted to go see Hellboy, but I never made it happen.
Yeah, you had to go to the Comic-Con.
I had bought too many figures
Mm-hmm.
of the action variety. All right. I think we can do our thing here. All right. Right.
The good thing about shipping stuff to work is when it's guaranteed next day, they're all like, oh, it's guaranteed by 9 p.m. But nobody's going to be there to receive the package. So, because it's a business address, they deliver it.
Are you ready over there, Captain Reedy Pants?
Yeah.
All right.
I was just reading.
What are you reading, nerd?
I was reading stuff.
All right, welcome back.
Hey! BMFcast. Second half.
We're going to try something new for the second half.
We're
in
going to talk about movies?
In that BJ's seen the newest movie.
Yeah, and that I've seen a movie.
A movie.
Except for the first half movie.
So, what you got?
Yeah, tell us your movie.
I saw Pet Cemetery.
Oh, you're getting into these spooky movies, huh?
Yeah, spooky movies.
It's what the girlfriend likes, so I go see them. She's like, I want to see the movie.
Did you pee your pants a little?
No, Pet Cemetery wasn't that scary.
Oh.
It was a little bit scary at a couple spots, but I'd say it's more spooky.
Oh.
There's some definite creepiness to it, but I don't know. Maybe horror movies don't affect me that much. Maybe it's just not a good one. I don't know.
Most
good.
horror movies don't have scary in them, like menace. They just don't have it's just a overall vibe of just like, eh.
Do y'all remember the one that I thought was actually scary? The one with the charcoal drawing, the dark charcoal drawing with the red stuff.
Conjuring?
I don't think it was Conjuring.
Red charcoal. Was that the one with the clapping?
No.
No.
Did somebody's lights turn off?
No.
It
It's the one where they have to go into the dream,
Oh, that sounds
not
like
into a dream
the
world,
first Insidious, right?
Insidious.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one. That one was scary.
Okay.
It is. Yes.
Yeah,
I agree.
Scary fucking movie.
Same guy, just the wrong movie.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because I like Sinister. That one was pretty good. That one was surprisingly
Sinister's good too.
That's surprisingly good.
Yeah. But Pet Cemetery, not super scary. It's
Okay.
It's fine. I don't know anything about the original, so I can't compare it.
You never saw the original movie or never read the book or
Yes.
both? Both?
Yes.
Okay.
So I have no idea what the change was, but the cat was really good. I thought the cat was really, really excellent.
Good cat.
Well, cats are.
Was it a top cat?
Yes, it was a top cat.
Top cat.
It kind of looked like a Maine Coon, which fitting.
Yeah.
Can't get that from here. John Lithgow is in this movie for some
is?
reason. I don't know why
instead of Fred Gwynn.
Correct, because he's dead.
Yeah.
Right,
I
yeah.
don't know why
They
they
should have put him in.
I don't know.
No. Oh dear God.
Sometimes they come back. Sometimes they're not right.
Stop it.
Just whenever you're done.
I'm done.
Are you sure?
No.
I didn't think so. But I'm really not sure why they bothered with John Lithgow. I mean, I like John Lithgow fine, and he's okay in this. His
He needs to
accent's
eat.
what?
He needs to eat.
Well, yeah, but they don't have to just like, oh, I'm sure he's getting plenty of residuals from Third Rock from the Sun. No, you're shaking your head. No,
Shows don't rerun anywhere. They have to air somewhere to get residuals.
I'm sure it's airing on like UPN 6 somewhere, 100 times a day.
Okay.
Anyway,
Yeah.
his accent's all over the place. The main character dude's accent is also kind of all over the place, but other than that, it's fine.
I'm still trying to figure out why we decided main character guy is a guy we want to keep putting in movies.
Well, because movies need main characters.
Well, I just
usually.
mean like that dude is like, he reminds me of like,
Oh, the actor.
yeah, like
Oh.
Miles O'Brien light.
I don't know. He's pretty milquetoast.
That's what I mean. It's just like he's like got a weird face, and it's like who said you should be in?
Oh,
movies?
Jason Clarke. Yeah.
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 I don't know. He's fine other than his accent.
Okay.
They make some real dumb. Like, people do stupid shit in this movie, which is what has to happen for a horror movie. I think the subplot about the wife is actually more interesting than the rest of it. Like, that's probably the scarier part. Is
And her sister.
yeah,
Okay. Yeah.
That was the creepiest
yeah.
part.
that
of
shit
I was
is-
gonna say like I still open doors expecting to
Yeah.
see Zelda
Yeah.
and not the princess.
Yeah.
Like still,
I'm sorry.
I know it's bad. It's
Do you just not open any doors anymore?
no. I keep all doors open. Yeah.
That-
I'd rather have
that
criminals and stuff, murderers come in, actual murderers come in, than
Right.
than possibly see a what did she have, meningitis lady.
Yeah.
Is that what it
spinal
was?
spinal
Yeah.
meningitis. Yeah.
But yeah, it's okay. I don't know. Maybe horror movies aren't as bad on me as I thought, or maybe I'm just not seeing the right horror movies, like Insidious. Maybe I just need to find those that are Insidious type
I
and stay
think-
away from those.
Well, I mean, Chuck's obviously seen a ton more horror
All of
movies than
them.
me, but I was gonna say like you should pick, like, let us both tell you ones that actually affected us, and then just
Then I can not watch them.
we'll just start. No, I'm saying like start there, and then like just watch one and be like, if you got that, you got anything.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm saying we're like slightly grizzled.
Yeah. It's true.
Mm-hmm.
Grizzled.
Yeah, you look it.
Yeah. Thanks.
You're welcome.
I mean, I'm weird. I watched
know.
horror movies about cabins and woods while I was in a cabin in the woods by myself.
That's when you do it.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean that's a real good one.
Well, I know. I mean, I'm just
It's a lot of
I-
fun.
I'm
you
saying I
watched-
watched in other horror movies about
gotcha.
things that happen in cabins and woods, besides the cabin in the woods.
Yeah.
But I did watch that as well. But
Good.
I'm saying, but I watch these things by myself because I'm like, whatever.
Yeah.
Bring it on.
Right.
Jesus, take the wheel.
Did you watch Bring It On?
No,
Okay.
I didn't.
You should.
Yeah, it's terrifying.
Yeah.
Cheerleaders. Is that it? That's all you got about Pet Cemetery?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't have any more to say about it.
All right. Well, I'm going to open a can of worms that we probably shouldn't be opening again. But we were having a discussion last week about. What did we ever have it? Did we have it on the podcast? Did we discuss the Star Wars?
That was you and me in the car.
Right.
Yeah.
We never talked about it last week because I know. All right. So I mean, as you know, the trailer for Episode 9 has dropped. So
Yeah. That happened after last week's
and
show.
plus Discord, there was a lot of.
Yes.
I'm just saying, I'm having trouble remembering where conversations
Has not been on this podcast.
happened recently.
Yeah.
So we're retreading some ground, but I've got some new thoughts because new trailer dropped.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't think we really want to talk about trailers because whatever.
It's a good trailer.
It's a good trailer. Gets you hype.
The Rise of Skywalker.
Mm-hmm.
Go see it.
However, in this discussion, there was some talks about the Star Wars Stories movies, Rogue One and Solo in particular.
Mm-hmm.
I had not watched either one besides the one time I saw them in the theater, so I was like, I should rewatch those because I've seen pretty much all the other ones multiple times, so I should rewatch these just to solidify an opinion.
Okay.
I watched them in movie order, so I watched Solo first, just in timeline. I don't understand why people say they don't like that movie. Solo, I still think is 95% absolutely awesome. I still think you could wipe L3 from that entire movie, and it would be a better movie for it.
Nah.
Okay.
I agree with about 95% awesome.
Yeah. I mean, like
L3's okay.
everything about L3 is like, if there's anything that was left behind that doesn't feel like Ron Howard, it's that whole thing and that meta thing. I don't even know how to describe it, but it is so like Lord and Miller, like doesn't belong in Star Wars. Like, we're gonna flip Star Wars on its head, and it's like that's why you got fired, by not just playing by the Disney rules. Like, you were trying to turn Star Wars into something wacky, I feel like. And the whole L3 thing is like, we briefly got into this conversation in the car about what, droids having pain receptors, like in Jabba's palace when they're burning the feet of the Gonk droid. It's like, why would you put pain receptors in a fucking robot?
Mm-hmm.
So like, everything about that character is like, feels like a comic book shop discussion that they were like, what if we actually put that in the movie? And it's just fucking stupid. I don't have any problem. I don't have a problem with the voice actress, whoever did that. You know what I mean? It's like, I'm not female hating or anything like that. It's just that character is fucking stupid. Like, almost every line that comes out of it is out of its mouth is stupid.
Okay.
I don't necessarily like, on second viewing, I don't hate the robot rebellion thing as much if she wasn't yelling things that are not Star Warsy. Like,
Yeah,
I mean, it's like
I was just about to try to get into that.
Yeah.
And address two problems in one. L3 and K2SO
mm-hmm.
are both cut from the same sort of cloth.
Yeah.
In that they don't feel like Star Wars robots.
No.
That's the problem that I have with them and it's not anything else other than they don't sound or move like Star Wars robots.
Like BB-8 is a perfect example of a Star Wars robot. It's
yes.
cute, and it sells toys, but it's not annoying. It doesn't do anything that's like, oh, well, that's that's a power you've never previously displayed.
Well, I mean, R2 was constantly coming up with shit that you'd never seen
that's
R2
what I mean.
do
It's like
before.
Suddenly he has jetpacks and dumb shit like that.
I mean, even in the original trilogy, like with launching the lightsaber out of his head and
sure,
but that random gadgets coming.
To be
out.
fair, that was kind of built up though. I'm saying, like, because he had his little like, periscope thing in the swamp. So I'm pretty sure they just took that out and like, all right, crank the screw up or the spring up and lightsaber. What?
I don't care about that.
Exactly.
That's fine. I just there's something about the speech patterns and about the movements that just don't feel like Star Wars era droids.
Mm-hmm.
And like all the other droids around them are beep, 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 boop, boop, boop.
Right.
And then you compare it with like Anthony Daniels, who has this sort of stunted, like,
I am doing robot
this
voice,
syncopated robot voice
Yeah.
in the same era. And I know he's an old robot at this point, but it still feels really weird to have a robot who has a very, very, very human speech pattern in a Star Wars universe. And that's like my Star Wars nerdiest bitch of this year.
Yeah.
And I think I'm done with that point now.
My point is, I think Solo's awesome. I start to finish, taking out L3, I like everything else about that movie. Mm-hmm. There is a point where Chewbacca is wrecking dudes, and that is fucking awesome, because we've seen him, like, wield a bowcaster, if we're going down the nerdy route. I know that's what he has, and things like that. So we've seen him shoot dudes, but, like, very rarely have we seen him just, like, he literally pile drives I don't think it was a stormtrooper, but, like, something like a stormtrooper, like an authoritarian figure. Literally picks him up, upside down, dead.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying, like, Solo is awesome. I do not understand the criticisms on that movie, honestly, at all. Like, here's the thing. So this has got to transition slightly into. Everyone was kind of complaining about Solo doing prequel-itis things, where it's like, oh, we've got to explain this. Because it's so inconsequential that how he gets his last name bit. It barely even registered as a thing to me that mattered the first viewing. It was just like, oh, okay, whatever. So you explain that. That's kind of dumb, but whatever. Don't care. Moving on.
Mm-hmm.
Everything else about it is sort of, it's not Easter eggs because it's right in your face, but it's like nothing else that happens that's like, if you have other outside Star Wars knowledge, nothing hinges on you need previous knowledge for this to make sense. It's like there are the dice, that explain why he had hanging gold dice in the Millennium Falcon. There's Lando doing this, him winning it in a card game. All of these things like that, they work in the plot of the movie. It's not like they go like, you know what we meant here because we're showing you this thing and we had to explain how it happens. Like everything works in service of the plot, which ties me into, I then went to watch Rogue One afterwards. The problem with Rogue One to me is we've got to make references to other things that don't work in service of the movie as a standalone. Like especially, and this is the weirdest one for me. I will say I've watched some of Rebels, the cartoon. I couldn't get into the Clone Wars. The animation style was just too funky and weird that I know that's sacrilege to a lot of people that love that. But the character of Saw Gerrera is a fucking asshole. I fucking hate Saw Gerrera in that movie. And I know for people that watch the Clone Wars, he's apparently awesome. And so, like, to me, it seems like, okay, you've made this guy unlikable, and yet you've made him a linchpin character that it's very important to understand who he is and what he's about in this movie. They give you no context except he turns into a fucking asshole off screen. And so it's like his whole, like...
That's why I kind of thought that character was useless.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. You could wipe that entire bit of the movie. That's my problem with Rogue One is there's so many things you could just be like, well, you could cut that and because it served no purpose, and you could cut that because it actually served no purpose, and you're down to like a 30-minute episode of Star Wars TV. I mean, that's my problem ultimately with Rogue One is it's just like they go off on side adventures. That's like I said, I like The Last Jedi overall, but that whole movie feels like the Casino Planet. Not in terms of like Episode 1 CG stuff, but it's like everything they do, it's like, well, that was fucking useless. Why'd you go there? Why'd you do this? Like everything about the plot of that movie. And I still don't dislike Rogue One because I feel like it's got some cool visuals and I do like some of the characters. But like when we see Saw Gerrera in the beginning of that movie, it's like, oh, he's cool and he's a friend of this guy and he's going to rescue her. And then like it's cut to 15 years later or whatever it is, and it's like, no, he's a fucking asshole. Even the rebels like fucking hate him, and he tortures this dude for like practically no reason, and then it's just like, oh well, I guess it's my time to die, and it's like, what? So I mean, it's weird because it's like you're supposed to care because they've introduced this character elsewhere in extended universe stuff, and your introduction into the movie does previous fans of the character no good because like they've just turned him into an asshole. And I don't know. I don't get it. Like, that to me is just Rogue One in a nutshell, where it's like it's a whole bunch of like, well, you could cut that and still the plot could continue. So, like I said, it's not to say that like some of it isn't cool to watch, whatever. But it's like, it's just like, yeah, now we go over here and we collected these people, and now we went over here and we collected these people, and then they're all gonna come together and party at the end.
Party.
And by that I mean die.
Party. They go to the space farm.
Yeah. So like I said, it's just like to me, like everything in Solo was like, here's a thing that if you watch this, it will mean something deeper, but otherwise in the service of this movie, it's just like, and it's gone. It's like it's just sort of like, did you catch that? All right, if you did, cool. We're moving on. Like nothing like hinges on understanding something from another movie to enjoy the plot of that movie on its own. And that to me is what a good movie is. Like unless it's a direct sequel, like Infinity War to Endgame, like. Who would go see Endgame that hadn't seen Infinity War? Like that would be stupid. It's like
there will be people.
Oh, I'm sure, absolutely. There'll be someone sitting behind me, like, who's that?
Yeah,
fuck off. Like
it's Chappie.
That's Chappie. Yes. I'll just turn. I swear to God, I will turn around and do that if I hear someone say who's that to anyone. I'll just be like, that's Chappie.
This man at the movie theater said that it was Chappie. I don't know who that is. Maybe he's an Avenger.
But that's it. Like I said, I don't want to like stir the Star Wars pot. I just like, I get every criticism about Rogue One that I've heard. I do not understand it about Solo at all. Like Solo, I just feel like I don't know. It's wrong time. Like I feel like no one watched it. People like were predestined to hate it for whatever reason.
It was Last Jedi hate that made people say "fuck you, Star Wars," and then they released a good Star Wars movie, and people were like, "Oh, well, I probably should have seen that." Yeah. But let me jump off your Rogue One talk.
Okay,
if you were done.
Yeah. I mean, other than like, I'm angry that like all of that happened and played out the way it was because I feel like Star Wars stories were going to be our way to get stuff that wasn't tied to the Skywalker story.
Right.
And that's what everybody fucking wants at this point. Like, when Episode 9 wraps, they've already said, like, we're not working on any more movies. For now, we're going to focus on the TV show stuff, I guess.
Although they said today that they're developing a Knights of the Old Republic movie.
Okay, so they've reversed that already.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, you have to do something that's not Skywalker story related
Yes.
at all.
Yeah.
Like, I don't feel like the crews of angry Star Wars nerds with these lightsabers and pitchforks will let a Rian Johnson trilogy happen, but I'm fine with like booting up a new trilogy that has nothing to do with anything we've seen. May not even need to have a lightsaber in it. Like, I literally would watch a movie about, fuck Tamaron or like that's over there with his.
Oh yeah, fuck Tamaron. He's my favorite. Poe Dameron?
No,
Tamaron.
It's his brother. It's his distant second cousin.
Yeah.
Third cousin.
Fuck Tamaron.
Fuck Tamaron.
It's just like, I don't know. We can watch bounty hunter movies. We can watch. There's so many things that happen in that universe that we don't have to do the same shit over and over again.
Okay, so here's my pitch, and I know this is related to the Skywalker universe, but, like if I was talking about Star Wars TV shows, because they're doing The Mandalorian, and that's going to have Billy D in it.
Wait, it is.
I think so, isn't it?
Carl Weathers.
Carl Weathers plays a guy.
Yeah. Oh, that's right.
Billy D's in the new movie.
Yeah.
Billy D is in the new movie. Carl Weathers.
Yeah.
I'm getting my hams crossed here. But so anyhow, what I was thinking is I would like to have a Billy D. So the Adventures of Lando Calrissian, where Billy D's running a cantina somewhere in a outer rim planet somewhere.
You want the Young Indiana Jones adventure with old Billy D starting to tell his
telling
story, and then
story.
we get to watch it, right?
Yes, that's exactly what I want.
That'd be fucking awesome. And I agree with you, because Solo sets it up where he's just at every Sabak table, he's just bullshitting his way through whatever story.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But I want Billy D in the cantina, and the first episode starts off with him like, "Hey, did I ever tell you about the time that I stole Caraxian with General Solo?"
Oh, can we put it on Fox and have Seth MacFarlane produce it?
No.
Hey, this reminds me of the time that I stole
I
this.
think that's bad.
No.
Oh.
But then they're like, "Lando, we've heard that one 1,000 times. Tell us a different story." And then he tells a story, and all the flashbacks are with Donald Glover.
Yeah.
As young Lando.
I would allow that as long as he agrees to be the Snake, not the Snake Plissken, the Jack Burton of it. Like, I want Lando to never do anything right, and someone else saves his ass every time.
Yeah.
That would be amazing. Like,
He's just like a complete
look,
fuck up.
I know some people right now are fuming that we're like trying to turn Lando to like a nothing, but honestly, it's kind of always been there. Just like fucking Boba Fett, he was a useless piece of shit too, who got beat by a malfunctioning jetpack.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
Well, I
your
mean,
cool ass
fell
Boba
into
Fett
the
is
Sarlacc
actually
pit.
kind of stupid.
Lando
Fuck
has
him.
Lando saved the day once, right?
Did he? When? I mean, he blew up the Death Star, I guess. But,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's,
I mean,
just blew up the second Death Star in BD.
I mean, to be fair, okay.
To be fair.
If we're counting that, someone has a theory that Han Solo is actually kind of a shitty pilot, and that Chewbacca's the awesome one. Plus the now droid that's downloaded into the computer. So by that token, maybe Nien Nunb was actually the awesome guy who blew up the Death Star.
Fine.
Yeah.
That's entirely
Sure.
possible.
I just
That old pancake face. Hey, old pancake face, how are you doing? I'm working on my Billy D impression.
Yeah.
Workshop it.
saying,
But-
so there's a co-pilot.
But yeah,
Hey.
I would think that it's hilarious that, or like he starts to tell half of the story, and somebody else comes in and is like, "Lando, you old so-and-so, that's not how it went. Let me tell you how it really went." And it's
I
just
like
a
that.
series of Clue.
To be fair, Jack Burton
To be fair.
did do some things. Like he wasn't completely useless, but he's not the star of the movie.
No, but he did knife Lopan in the face at the end of that movie. I mean, he did do something.
Right. So I'm saying, like, as long as most of the stories end up with like someone having to save Lando's ass, I think that would be an amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Call me Disney. I'm available.
Call me Disney.
The Young Lando Adventures.
Call me Disney, baby.
Created by George Lucas.
Boo. Created by me. I created it.
You're
me.
right. You're right. It's you.
I'm the Star Wars.
You are.
I don't.
Stan Lee.
I just don't think. I think Billy D's obviously not busy. You could get him.
Right.
I just don't think you're going to get Donald Glover to commit to that.
I mean, what else is Donald Glover doing? He doesn't have anything else going on.
He's doing everything.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is.
No. Lil Nas X just took over the rap game, so he's out of
Oh,
that.
I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're taking our horses down to Old Town Road now
Thanks.
instead of. I don't know any Donald Glover songs. I've heard them. I just don't know anything
This
about
is
them.
America.
You're goddamn right. This is America, Chuck. If that is your real name. I guess we're on a break again.
Yeah,
so.
we're taking a little breaky poo.
We're gonna take a break down the Old Town Road. That song fucking jams. I cannot get it out of my head most
He
days.
played that song 4 times back and forth to Daytona. He's like, I need my jam.
So wait, did you guys? I thought you were going to the con with your wife.
I did.
So
and
the
then
next day you went back down.
He asked me
Okay.
how it was, and I said, dude, there's a whole table of exactly what you're looking for. And he was like, find me. And I was like, there's no way I can do that. I don't know what that is. So I told him, I think it'll be worth your while to come down to this thing. And he's like, you want to go? I was like, yeah, I'll go with you. So it was only $10 to get in, so it wasn't a big
gotcha.
deal.
I thought
And-
you and your wife were like making an away weekend.
Yeah,
of
well,
it.
I mean, it was an away day.
Gotcha.
We went there and we went to the arcade and a couple other haunts down there. But yeah,
Word.
but when she and I go to cons, it's like we just want to browse and look at all the stuff. And then, have you seen all the stuff? Yes, me too. Okay, let's go. And this was like, there's stuff I would just dig through if I don't want her to be like, I'm gonna go sit in the lobby, you go dig. I'm like, that's not cool. But with him digging around in the Marvel Legends stuff, I was like, there's some comic boxes I want to dig through and
Find some Herculoids comics
Yeah,
or whatever.
Found some Krull adaptations and
You dumb bastard.
yeah, I just crossed 1,000 comics.
Oh my god.
I have 1,000 comic books now.
You had 0 like 6 months ago.
6 months ago, I had 0. Now I have
Oh
1,000.
no.
I'm on my way.
To what?
Having all the comics.
Oh, Chuck. You should ask Greencapped about all of the long boxes of comics and that he's never looked at.
He offered to sell them to me.
I know. You should buy them from him. Free him from his curse.
Yeah, because I was like, well, what do you got? And he was like, I don't know. They're in boxes. I'm like, well, you got to tell me what you got. 'Cause I don't.
Well, no, that's exactly what you want to do is look through a bunch
do.
of comics for some shitty comics.
Yes.
Like bypass all the Spider-Man number
Yeah,
ones.
I don't want all
and
the real shit. I want
No.
all your fake bullshit.
You want the comic adaptation of the novel adaptation of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2,
Yeah.
the musical.
Yes. I have all 3 issues of RoboCop 2, the movie adaptation. So good.
I'm sure that's worth however much you paid for it minus 20%.
50 cents a pop.
Okay, yeah.
I don't pay more than 50 cents a comic. Guy tried to get me to, and I was like, no, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're just talking about Chuck collecting the world's worst comics.
Proudly.
You want my Death of Superman? Add that to your collection?
I have that.
Do you?
I do.
Do you have my edition of it?
I don't.
All right.
Will you sign it for me?
Yeah. I will.
BJ's edition.
Yeah.
Well, let me please suggest anything written by Jeff Loeb.
Yeah.
Or do you just want like bad comics that everyone's forgotten about?
No, that's not it. We'll talk about this later.
Oh, okay.
No, we'll talk about it now. You're not getting out of here without discussing this, Chuck.
Yeah. I'll give it to you a copy of Ultimates 3 and Cataclysm.
Okay. So now can I jump in off your Rogue One talk? You done talking about Rogue One now?
Yeah, I'm done talking about Rogue One.
Okay, cool. So I watched another Gareth Edwards movie. Like you rewatched a Gareth Edwards
sure,
movie.
sure.
I've been plowing through all the Godzilla movies, and it was time to rewatch Godzilla
Oh, no.
from 2014.
There goes Tokyo.
We all had words with that movie when it came out. I remember very specifically hammering that movie a bit for some of its bullshit.
Oh, that was the Godzilla where we didn't see any monsters for an hour.
Yes. on a second watch, that is even more infuriating. That I understand slow build and you don't want to show the thing and all of that, but when you are building to a scene halfway through your film where two monsters are about to fight and you do a reveal starting at the feet, panning all the way up, and you show the full monster in shot and it roars and it's time to fight, and then you cut away from that, fuck you. Like,
isn't that where they cut to like the train?
No, they cut to the Blandy everyman guy in the movie. His kid is watching the news coverage on TV in the background, and you just see various shots of the monster fight with the kid reaction like, "Mom, dinosaurs." You know, that's it. That's all you see. Fuck you. I mean,
doesn't that movie also have the thing where, spoiler alert for a however many year old movie, where
it's 5 years old.
Godzilla like grabs another monster by the mouth and
yes,
atomic breaths
that's
through the monster.
That's the finale of
yeah.
the movie. Yeah, which is fucking great. It's awesome.
How do you go from? I don't know.
Look, the last 20 minutes of that movie are great. Like when that movie settles down and starts doing Godzilla shit, it's great.
You better settle down and stop doing Godzilla shit, or you're out of this family.
The first hour of that movie at least has Bryan Cranston acting the shit out of his role. For
I was thinking, like, you listen to your Mothra.
yes,
Mothra. Why'd you say that name? I really hope that's in King of the Monsters.
you also had a Mothra.
Yeah.
How'd you know that name? But yeah, it still leaps and bounds better than the first American Godzilla movie. But God, it's just I understand, like, if you're going the Jaws route and you don't want to show the thing, I get that. And I understand, like, you don't want to just give it all away halfway through your movie, whatever. But when you do the entire reveal of your money shot, your special effect, this is the thing you spent all the money on, and then don't show it, it doesn't make any sense. That's the director trolling the audience. And that's hot bullshit. So anyway, then I went ahead and watched the Japanese Shin Godzilla, which came out a couple years after that, which was an official, like, Toho made another Godzilla movie. That movie is weird and great in a way that Japanese Godzilla movies have not been in quite a while. It completely erases the entire history. Like, Godzilla has never existed before 2016 or whenever this movie takes place. It's just there's an incident, and all of a sudden there's this weird floppy embryo monster smashing Tokyo. It's like, it's not just here's Godzilla. It's like Godzilla is evolving while it's smashing everything in Tokyo, and it's just a thing. It's a disaster that Japan has to deal with. Godzilla is not a character. It's not. You're not sympathetic with Godzilla. It's the nuclear.
So
it's
like
a metaphor
more
for
Atomic Panic.
Yes,
Godzilla,
it's the nuclear plant melting down. It's that stuff. And this is just, whereas the American Godzilla movies have kind of reimagined Godzilla as like this natural defender of the earth, and like when shit goes real, Godzilla shows up to restore balance. The Japanese are still making Godzilla movies where they are just like, we fucking suck as a country and we deserve to be destroyed. Like, we just can't get our shit together, and I guess this is going to happen to us. And it's such a stark contrast. It's really interesting. So that movie is almost like,
well, I don't know if it's that or this is what the atomic age hath wrought on Japan twice now.
Sure, but like the original Godzilla, the 50s Godzilla, I mean, it is very much, we did this to ourselves. Like, we deserve this. This is happening to us, and we shouldn't have done this. Like, but I guess this is our punishment. That's how these movies feel. And this one is basically just like, it's constant political turmoil of people trying to decide how to deal with whatever the hell this is, and just not being able to cut through the red tape and the bullshit to be able to do it. And it's so realistic, and it's like, we can't call the military to fight it because it's not an invading army, and because we're bound by these treaties from World War II, we can't do something without like the UN voicing approval. And it's a fascinating bureaucratic nightmare that this movie, and it's unlike any Godzilla movie that's ever existed. It's fascinating.
I would love to hear somebody who knows more about Japanese politics talk about what that sort of means in context.
Yeah, I mean, it's the one thing I'll say about it is that all stages of the Godzilla monster in this look fucking goofy as shit. Like at one point, it's just got big googly eyes, and it's just like it's like they just created a model and someone as a goof put googly eyes on it. And so there's just this big floppy googly-eyed monster thrashing around in Tokyo, murdering everything, and it's just like, am I taking this serious? Is this a spoof? Like, what's happening? So it's just, but there's probably an evolutional explanation for it, in that's how whatever lizard, embryos look like when they first flop out or whatever the hell. It's just. I don't know. It's fascinating on both good and bad levels, and people should watch it. And you can jump right into it because it requires no Godzilla knowledge whatsoever. It's just completely a 100% reboot. So I watched that.
Cool.
Yeah.
You haven't made it to the Godzilla animes yet?
No, I had to stop because I realized I was about to watch animes. What happened was I got onto Netflix to do that and then realized, oh, here's Arrested Development. I could watch that over again, and I've been watching Arrested Development. So,
Let me say, you said it's basically a reboot.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of reboots, we have a rebooted shirt that is available.
It's more like a requel.
Yeah, I mean, well, no, it's a reboot. It's just that it's.
You don't have to know anything about the original shirt to get this shirt.
I don't know. We kind of J.J. Abrams the original shirt.
We did make it more sparkly.
Yeah.
So
yeah, we put some extra lens flare in there.
Anyway, can I give them the website now? Can I do that on the?
I would love you to.
Yeah, it's
yes.
It's bearsuitstudios.bigcartel.com.
That's correct.
Go there, get shirts. We have them in all the major sizes. If you wear an adult large, you're in luck. There are plenty for you to buy one for you and your whole family.
Oh my God, yes! All of you adult larges, come get a shirt. My heart breaks every time I see a shirt order come in. I'm like, please be an adult large.
Oh
and
no,
it's like,
an XL.
Yeah, it's an XL.
But yeah, we got plenty of larges left. Other sizes are diminishing, as you can tell. I guess
that's how sizes work.
Fuck. Yourself. Go fuck it. Anyway, Big Cartel, bearsuitstudios.bigcartel.com.
Mm-hmm.
Buy shirts. They're $20 shipped in the United States, Canada, Puerto Rico, everywhere else. Please send us an email, and we will figure out what the shipping is, and then you can pay us thusly, and we'll send them shits out. But we will ship anywhere as long as you're willing to pay for it. Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Sometimes shipping places is really expensive. Like Australia was ridiculous, but
yeah.
Much
but hey, they got to put it
to
on a plane and take it all the way around the
Right.
world.
Mm-hmm.
If you just handed
You're
someone
buying a plane
$20
ticket
and say,
for
"Hey,
it.
take this around the world," they would go, "Fuck you."
Yeah. You're buying a plane ticket for a T-shirt, so think about that.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're silver. They're the same design as the limited edition gold. These are just limited edition silver, and they're limited edition until we decide that they're not.
Right now they're limited. It's all we
Yep.
got in the box, and then after that,
Right.
who knows?
Maybe we'll do another color. Maybe we'll do pink. I don't know.
I would do pink.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Anyway, I just wanted to slip that in there before we finish the show out.
Okay.
Because I don't know about you, but after listening to like 100 episodes of a podcast, sometimes I kind of skip the end. So
You're not a true fan.
no, I'm not. I'm not a true fan of
Okay,
anything.
okay,
I
great.
hate a little bit of everything that I love.
Super.
So now that we've covered that, should we cover an email?
If we got one, we should cover one.
I have an electronic mail here.
Okay.
It's from Jagus. Have we read an email from Jagus lately?
Oh, I don't know.
He sent it on April the 6th. That sound familiar? I'll start talking about it.
Okay.
He says, the Internet of TV.
Haven't heard this.
Hey, BMF crew. Jagus here, and my backloggery led me down a path of revisiting DVDs from internet showmakers like The Angry Video Game Nerd, Red Letter Media, and Mega64. What started out as unemployed me trying to cut back on expenses by watching E-Bombs World, Newgrounds, and YouTube for entertainment led to me replacing TV entirely, minus a handful of series I own on DVD and can watch on Netflix. So I have to ask, do you guys have any old or new internet shows you watch? I don't know if Netflix, Amazon Prime, and Hulu exclusives count, so you guys can decide. Aside from the above mentioned, I remember the wealth of options back on 2006 to 2008 YouTube and Blip, back when everyone with a camcorder and a dream was throwing shit out there. A lot of it was crap that ripped off anyone popular, but there was also this weird world of people who just spoke to the camera about their lives, and it was oddly entertaining. That still exists, but it feels so produced and manufactured. So few people have that raw quality of a nicotine alien or the old man whose name escapes me that talked about his younger days working at the Maytag factory and supporting his family off his pay. So yeah, if you don't mind, please share your tales of young YouTube and other online video services. Crash and Burn, J out. Sent from the heavily compressed 240p ripoff of Freddy Got Fingered someone uploaded to YouTube in 2006 because no one gave a fuck back then.
To be fair about that movie, I don't think they do. Still,
Yeah.
give a fuck.
Oh, no.
Nobody gives any fucks.
I could answer for Harlow.
Okay.
Tiki Bar TV.
Yeah, that's a classic. I mean, that's the thing is, like, everything's kind of transitioned away from weird shit like that. I mean, people were trying to get on the ground floor of, like, you know, IPTV.
Internet,
whatever. Yeah. So it's like they're not really doing it. Like, I think the last thing, and it was still kind of big, was, like, the Guild.
Yeah.
You know, like, that was still, like, well known. So it's like, you know, I'm sure you're aware of that. It's like one of those, like, would I recommend to something you've already heard of? Because, like, at this point, it's like,
Well, the
it's
Guild's
either
like,
super underground or, like, yeah, I've heard of that.
the Guild's first season was like nobody heard of
Right,
any of that,
sure.
and then it got picked up, and then Geek and Sundry happened, and
Right. Yeah, now it's like, you know, it's like, oh, have you heard of this little show called The Simpsons? You know, like,
right, yes. Well, that's I think where the like half of the rest of the world figured out who Felicia Day was.
I'm trying to think, like, the other one I would recommend that you may have passed you by, but depending on where you're from, this may be another one, like, you've heard of it, is Pure Ownage, or Ponage, if you want to spell it correctly, if you want to search for it correctly. It just started off as, like, this Canadian dude who plays games all day, changes games, gets into, like, World of Warcraft and becomes addicted, like, has to go to, like, a clinic, and it's all wacky things. Like, you've probably heard memes from it, even if you haven't seen the show, like the Boom Headshot guy is from that.
Oh, okay,
Right,
yeah.
yeah.
That's
So,
who I thought that
yeah.
was.
I mean, but they actually it actually made it to a series for, like, I think a season on a thing. Like, I want to say an actual, like, channel somewhere. Maybe it was, like, a Canadian channel, and it was, like, on Yahoo here. You know, one of those, like, things.
Yahoo.
Like, but I think it, like, actually aired on a channel somewhere.
on an actual
Yeah.
TV.
But that was a good one back in the day when things. I mean, now, granted, you're gonna go watch these things, and, like, most of them are, like, 240p. You know, so it's
Yep.
gonna look like
Yeah.
ass now, but.
Well, like Red versus Blue
Sure.
started out as I don't even know what site that was hosted on. but
Machinima, right?
Yeah.
Was it even on Machinima first?
I think it might have been.
Or whatever that was before it was
Yeah, I think that
Machinima.
was pre-Machinima, and now that's Rooster Teeth is a fucking empire now,
Yeah.
which is crazy.
Yeah.
The weirdest thing, I was in somebody else's Discord. It was probably a year and a half ago or so. They were talking about all this Rooster Teeth stuff, and I'm like, wait, you mean like Rooster Teeth, like Red versus Blue, like that's not very closely, or not very well abstracted cockbite, like that Rooster Teeth.
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, I think that's the same guys. I'm like, what are they doing with all this money and all these YouTube channels now? Because I hadn't heard anything of what they were doing. I somehow missed all of the assorted empire that they were building over there.
Yeah.
I don't know if I have any. Because, like, I was well aware of everything that was going on the internet at that time. I just never really got into following any of that stuff. I was more like a transient on the internet, an internet hobo, if you would.
Just riding the rails,
Yeah, just riding the rails.
looking for adventures.
Yep. Found some.
Yeah, I mean that's the early days of YouTube for me were always just trying to find the short goofy stuff. Like I liked that everyone was just trying skits.
Yeah.
They were just trying their best to put together just little, not even short films because those are too long, but just like little, like there were things where it was just like 5-second sketches where it was just like setup, punchline, and it was just and some of them would hit and some of them were crap, but like we would sit at work and just search for we would just come up with we would search for like trampoline accidents, and you would just find like people
27 worst trampoline accidents.
Well, no, it wasn't even that. It was just people like, here's some idiot who jumped off his roof and missed the trampoline and hit the side of the pool or something, and that would lead to people building water slides off their roof. And then that would lead to people building water slides down a giant hill in their backyard. And then their uncle went down it and disappeared into the nothing and was just like, and because it's a 240p clip that ran 12 seconds, they cut it the second he vanishes into vapor and is just like, wow, that man died. I just watched a video of a man dying going down a water slide 100 miles an hour. That's the best.
So the Hold My Beer, Watch This / snuff film.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So it was looking for goofy stuff like that, and then eventually kind of moved into stuff like the early days of like when like sketches like the Chad Vader stuff came around.
Yeah.
Before that got everywhere.
Yeah. That's the thing is like, I mean, there was a point in time where like you found Chad Vader or even like Ask a Ninja, and it was like, holy shit, what is this weird thing I found? And then it's like, oh yeah, it's fucking everywhere.
And then all of a sudden it's merchandised and everyone,
Right.
and it's just like, okay. Well,
That was that era. That feels like 2010 YouTube, where that just everything got monetized to fuck immediately. Like Charlie the Unicorn.
yes.
Like that guy's work. There were like, I don't know, 8 total videos that guy did, and then he either like disappeared or started working on merchandising deals, stuff like that. Maddox,
Yeah.
the best damn page in the universe. That's not quite YouTube, but he had some videos and stuff from back in the day.
I mean, if you want to get references, we drop nearly every episode. Go find the Fensler films.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, Fensler
G.I. Joe
films.
PSAs.
Yep.
There's
Yes.
a HD remaster thing on YouTube out there.
Those were early YouTube.
Well, I mean, he mentioned
Yeah.
E-Bombs World especially, which,
Yeah.
shithole site we know now, but
Yes.
I mean, like, it's still...
it was always
was
kind
it
of a
still was-
shithole, but
Always a shithole, but it was a nexus for weird internet.
it was
shit.
a curated place to like, okay, hopefully this one doesn't have horrific violence in it.
Right.
Or, snakes coming out of someone's pee hole. Or, just
Wait,
show it.
that was a thing?
Probably.
Yeah.
Never found that page.
Oh, good.
I'm going to go looking for it now.
Yeah. It's man, I mean, for all intents and purposes, YouTube is better now because people who do good work are supported for the most part,
Well-
in a way. Like, okay,
They're getting sponsorships from Squarespace.
sure. I mean, there's better opportunity now, whereas before it was just Wild Wild West and there was no opportunity. It was just, I'm trying to make a thing that people are going to like, and maybe it'll get 100,000 hits.
Yeah.
It was just a race for hits. Like, oh man, if I could just get hits. It wasn't even about maybe I'll make money at this. It was just like, what if this video is popular? That would be neat.
Right.
And
And people are making like whole ass content on YouTube now, which
Yeah.
is fascinating. And I also, part of me hates it because they're not getting. There are people out there doing a lot of hard work and not getting that YouTube money because they missed out on it because they're 2 years too late. And nobody makes that YouTube money anymore unless you already make that YouTube money.
Yep.
Or you're a slightly racist guy that, mildly apologized for being kind of racist and then did it again.
Yeah.
But, like, there are a number of channels I watch that are interesting or educational. They're not even like quote unquote entertainment. They're just interesting and educational, and they talk about shit I'm interested in that are amazingly produced. They're like every single one of them is like a 20-second or 20-minute segment on Discovery from back in 1998, when we were watching Beyond 2000 or something, with great graphics and well-produced music and stuff like that. And these people are not getting anything like they should get. Like, they somehow miss the boom, or the boom missed them. But there is a lot of, aside from it being a site that's trying to turn everybody into an alt-right fuckboy, or turn all children into zombies that just watch YouTube videos all day so that a random Chinese entrepreneur makes $400 billion a year off of your children watching their videos. YouTube's pretty fucking great as far as a place where content is.
I would say my favorite thing about YouTube now are the well-produced how-to videos for pretty much anything you're looking to repair, or, like, I don't know how to replace the windshield wipers on my 89 Prius. How does that work? And it's like, I guarantee you there's a video of, like, here's how to replace the windshield wipers on your 89 Prius, Whereas before, that just wasn't out there. But on the flip side of that, what I hate is when you're trying to figure out how to do something in a video game, you have to sit through fucking 2 minutes of, hey, holler at your boy,
Jesus.
Ring that bell.
Everybody's trying to become
it's
the next.
Just fucking show the clip. Like, I just need to know how to jump over this thing.
Yeah.
I don't need all of your bullshit. So it's a double-edged sword.
One of the great things that I like, sort of the opposite of your well-produced instructional video, is you will get 80 results for some guy, and there are 80 different some guys who are like, all right, my name's Ned, and we're gonna tell you how to pull the brake drums off your '89 Chevrolet. And all the audio is like that.
Yeah.
But he goes into, it's a 45-minute video that's shot on a cell phone, and he's taken the fucking brakes apart on his '89 Chevy.
Yeah.
With one hand, and telling you every single iota of information you'd ever need to know about it. In between
Has
talking
this guy
about
never heard
blue.
of like a GoPro with a head strap?
No, no. This is just some fucking redneck in nowhere, Arkansas,
Yeah.
who's on a Galaxy S3.
I know. I'm just saying they sell knockoff like GoPros for like $20 with a little
Too
handband.
expensive.
Okay. Sorry.
Dude bent his own brake shoes. He doesn't have money for even a knockoff GoPro.
Okay.
But he's got a little bit of internet. It probably took him 15 days to upload the video.
I do appreciate that YouTube
Car was new when he started uploading.
has exposed us to smaller communities, let's say, and their idea of fun, which in some cases is, we've got this old washing machine outside. Let's throw a brick in it and turn it on and see what happens.
Okay, so I know the channel that came from. And that dude is weird. And that wasn't just like, okay, this guy's like an electrical engineer, but for on a like municipal electricity scale. And his thing is like putting way too much voltage through things, and trying to blow them up in his like sort of townhouse somewhere in the UK.
Right.
The channel is Photonic Induction. That guy is fucking weird, and you need to watch some of his videos. But yes, I agree that like I'm really glad that that YouTube has let us. I just wish that shit was easier to find these days. Like it's
just so much on there now.
It's impossible to find like just a small little weird thing, because if you're on YouTube for more than 9 seconds, it's going to recommend the top 10 most popular things, and half of them are honestly terrible. They are way past their prime sort of things. But
When I had a blog, every Wednesday was YouTube Wednesday, and it was, here are 4 videos that aren't getting play that make me laugh my ass off, and it's just someone on a mini scooter driving into a cardboard box. Or someone who's got their 10-speed up in a tree and the branch is about to crack, and they're like, I'm going to ride this branch to the ground, and the branch cracks halfway down, and they go like fucking seesaw flying off into nowhere.
there was a... Oh, jeez.
Now I don't even remember. Was the original email like asking us to go down memory lane with internet content, or are we still watching anything?
I don't remember.
There's nothing from the glory days that's still available, like is still being produced. I mean, I will still go back and watch the G.I. Joe shorts all the time.
Absolutely.
But, like, is there something that I was watching in 2006 that I'm still watching? No, none of that is still a thing.
Every few years I go and watch the entirety of Tiki Bar TV again because they didn't make that many episodes.
Yeah.
They're still great.
They're only, what, 10,
Yeah, they're
12?
maybe like 10 minutes long. At most of them are like
They're
5.
probably 10 because that was the YouTube limit.
Yeah.
TV.
Oh, this wasn't even YouTube. This was like the very first, like one of the very first video podcasts.
Oh, right.
Like delivered to via RSS. And then later they got slapped on YouTube, but this was pre-YouTube.
Yeah, it's back when there were options where you could just put stuff anywhere.
Well, like, I mean, they made somewhat of a name because, like, when they dropped the video iPod, they were actually, like, one of the first, like, featured video podcasts.
Yes.
And I think 99% of people went, what the fuck is this?
Yep.
Which is fair. That's a fair reaction to that show if you don't know what you're in for.
Yeah.
There's a subreddit that I come across every once in a while that is, like, for YouTube channels or YouTube videos that are cool that have, like, 10 views or something like that. It's like Depths of YouTube or something like that. Somebody out there will know and they can tweet at us or something. But
Yeah.
if you can find that, subscribe to it on the Reddits, and you will enjoy yourself.
Yep.
But also, you should subscribe to our YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/BMFcast.
Yes. It's great.
You should also send us an email if you have questions. BMF@BMFcast.com. Or if you would like to speak your questions into Garfield's precious ears, 910-5-JOCKS-BMF or 910-556-9263.
Please note you will not actually talk to Garfield. It is just a voicemail box.
Well, you can pretend that you're talking to Garfield.
I'm just saying there will be no actual Garfield speaking to you.
Correct.
And there will be no back and forth with Garfield.
Bill Murray will not talk to you.
No.
But also just go to BMFcast.com for all of your BMFcast needs. There's links there to the shirts,
Yeah.
which you should you should buy one because
Buy
you
two?
need something to cover your flesh.
It's gross. No one wants to see that.
Yeah, there are links to everything else. I don't know. Mackie usually like prompts me on this, so it's weird kind of.
You'll get there.
It's weird kind of
You
flying.
got to get used to this.
Flying with no co-pilot. Yeah, but yeah, I think that's all. I think I covered all the bases.
Yeah, just go to the website.
Buy a shirt.
It's all there.
Did you do Patreon?
Patreon.com/BMFcast.
Okay.
Thanks, man.
Yeah. I think that's it.
Give us some more of your money.
I mean, really-
besides just for teaching.
Really, just go to BMFcast.com. There's links to everything on the side.
It's literally
I-
all there.
I did already say that.
Well, I'm saying that's really all you need. It takes you everywhere.
Yeah, it does. Everywhere.
It'll take you there.
Yeah. We'll take you there.
Right.
Anyway,
Yes.
let's take us out of here, shall we?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm Harlow.
I'm BJ.
I'm Chuck.
And for Mackie, this is BMFcast out. See you again on the 7s.
All right.
I don't know, like a news.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah. Traffic on the 5.
Podcasts on the 7s. All right, 717. We got your podcast here. Hey, bad movies, huh? You like them?
717 traffic on the I-4 is backed up as far as the eye can see. Every day that I'm driving home, I was going to qualify that, but no, it actually. I was going to say every day I'm driving over here, but like if I go over to Pam's after work, If I come over here, even if I'm just going home regular, the NPR WJCT traffic thing is like, well, it looks like traffic is mostly okay everywhere. We got a little slowdown on I-295 that's nowhere near me. And immediately after they say that, I am stopped on the interstate, like at a standstill on the interstate. And it's bullshit, is what I'm saying. Because, like, it's a lie. Every once in a while, I have to just vent about something little that doesn't really matter. And that was it. All right. Mr. Harlow, you going to be okay over there?
Oh, I'm swell.
You just doing some work?
Just doing a little worky poo. Little worky poo.
A little worky work?
Work, bitch. Work, you dang nag.
Take that picture. Let me see what you.
Are you going to take us offline?
Oh, I suppose I can do that.
You should take us offline.
Take us offline.
Give me that card.
Give me that card.
That card. No, don't shush me. Do it. You have a box in my car.
All right. Goodbye, line. I'm taking this off.